Getting you ready for game time. Join me, Sal from Behind the Arc Basketball, as I announce play-by-play. Make sure to smash the like and subscribe, because now we're about to go live. Entering the pregame, we now present Sal from Behind the Arc Basketball. And what's good, everybody? Glad to have you guys in the stream being a part here tonight on Behind the Arc Basketball, covering play-by-play. It will be the Boston Celtics against the Brooklyn Nets tonight. Boston 3-0 this season against Brooklyn. The Celtics have fallen back to number 2 in the East right now because Milwaukee's in a 16-game winning streak. Celtics half a game behind the Bucks, 45-18, 25-7 on their home floor. Brooklyn going in the opposite direction, currently number 6 in the Eastern Conference. Just 2-8 in the last 10 games, 34-28 record, 16-16 on the road, and they're winless after the All-Star break with an 0-4 record. Celtics 3-1 after the All-Star break. Thanks so much, y'all, for joining in. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. Boston coming in as the heavy favorites tonight in this game, as they have shown all throughout this season, last year's playoffs, who's the daddy. And Boston's done that to Brooklyn, and we'll see if that happens tonight. They are heavy favorites, 11-point favorites tonight for the Celtics, over-under at 227. Everybody going to play tonight for the Celtics besides Malcolm Brogdon. He's the only player listed out. Ben Simmons listed out tonight for Brooklyn, so he won't be playing. Emmanuel, Alex, Ice Baby, Behind the Arc fam, Malika, Uncle Pizzo, glad to have you guys back in the stream once again. Yes, Celtics should be able to take care of business here. Brooklyn's slipping back like way far. The defense has really struggled. Looking at the first 4 games after the All-Star break, Brooklyn giving up 131 to Chicago, 131-87 1 week ago. And then they lost by 2 at the Hawks, 129-127. Lost against the Bucks, 118-104. And then coming off their last game on Wednesday, lost at the Knicks. Final score is 142-118. The Celtics look like a fine-tuned machine as of late. Last game on the Wednesday night against Cleveland, Boston firing on all cylinders in that matchup in a big way. They came out with a major lead against Cleveland. Cleveland able to close the gap towards the end, but the 117-113 score isn't really an indication of what it was supposed to be for that close of a game. Cleveland got a lot of points late to get that game closer, but Boston was up by 20, I believe, at one point in the third quarter, because I had a lacrosse game on Wednesday night. I was driving home listening to the third quarter, and for what it sounded like, they were just ripping shots left and right off Cleveland in that game. Jason Tatum finished with 41 points, 11 rebounds, 8 assists. The victory over the Cavs, top-rated defense in the NBA. And, yeah, they were super, super high in their shooting percentage as well in the match. If UNC loses tomorrow, do they deserve to make the tournament? I'm going to say no. They'll miss out on the tournament for UNC. Yeah, UNC, so they got that victory last week against Virginia. That's their first quad 1 win on their 10th time. Yeah, they're going to need a bunch more of those. So that's a home game against Duke. I think somebody asked me in a stream from 2 months ago what I predicted for the series. I had said that they would split. Duke would win the home one at Cameron Indoor, which Duke is undefeated at home this season, and UNC would win the one tomorrow. And UNC's got the home game tomorrow. It's a win, and they got a better chance to up themselves into the bracket lose, I think they're done. So I think they are done for UNC if they lose that one tomorrow. UNC is North Carolina, if you guys don't follow college. Also, I posted out on the chat here. It's pinned to the chat, so feel free. The Bracket Challenge group is up once again. Feel free to join the Bracket Challenge group for March Madness if you guys would like to. That link is posted into the chat right now. Yes, I hope to do some conference title games. So tomorrow I'm actually home for tomorrow because it's supposed to snow tomorrow. My lacrosse game got pushed back to Sunday for me. After that, I don't have anything on the schedule to the 18th, but I'm supposed to announce like a high school tournament championship or semifinal match in Massachusetts. I have no clue what day it's going to be. So I don't know. Yeah, I was supposed to do Rhode Island, but then somebody else picked up the games before me, I guess. So wasn't able to do those 2 weekends. But yeah, I'm on the schedule for Massachusetts, but like nobody's been in like touch with me when the games are gonna like take place or anything. So I have no clue when it's gonna be. But I'm supposed to do like the semifinal games, which is coming up soon because they're on Sweet 16. But it keeps on saying like TBD in the thing. Yeah, JB keeps on wearing his mask though. He's been on fire. Vegas, welcome back to the stream, man. Right now we got Houston, Kansas, Alabama. I don't know why Purdue's still a number 1 seed. I would have UCLA for the number 1 seed. UCLA against Arizona this weekend. Massive matchup there because UCLA wins that. Definitely on the one line. Also, like, Texas keeps on losing. Texas had a chance to go to the one line last weekend, but I think it's going to be tough for them to keep on losing as of late. But yeah, I don't think Purdue should be a 1 seed right now. I think UCLA, based on their record, should be the final number 1 seed for them. And I don't know how Kansas is not like the overall 1 seed. Kansas is 15 quad 1 wins. That's by far most than anybody right now in college basketball. I don't know how they're the 3rd overall 1 seed and not the 1st currently. Alabama's been slipping a little bit. Alabama was crushing teams on and off the... they were crushing teams on the floor like last month, but they've kind of dropped as of late. They needed a game to win against Auburn in overtime. And then they had a game at South Carolina. They barely squeaked by for Alabama. So Alabama's the 2nd overall 1 seed. They're ahead of Kansas. And Houston's the top seed currently, which Houston's metrics are just incredible. Like, I've been looking at stats to Houston. I see no weakness to that team. The thing is of course the schedule. That by far their schedule doesn't compare anywhere to Kansas. But from what I've seen from them, watching film, looking at the metrics, like, it's as good as it can get. We're going to tip off in about 10 minutes from now. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. I'm glad to have you guys on board being a part here tonight on the channel. Celtics heavy on the poll right here, which is expected tonight. Boston, a home game, 11-point favorites, over under. So that 227 in the matchup, with the Celtics winning all 3 matchups this season against Brooklyn. Boston winning the first game back in early December, 103-92. Celtics winning the second game, 109-98. That was on the road. Last game, they crushed the Nets, 139-96. Brooklyn was without KD before the trade. That was on February 1st. Kyrie had played that game before the trade. And yeah, Celtics crushed them the last time. Bunch of new faces for this Brooklyn Nets team in this matchup, from the whole Kyrie trade to Dallas, and then the KD trade to Phoenix. Brooklyn with Mikal Bridges, Cameron Johnson, Spencer Dinwiddie, and Dorian Finney-Smith. The 4 new players acquired via those two trades playing tonight in this game. Raphael, thanks so much for joining in, man. Yeah, it's unfortunate there. I thought Providence would run the table, go undefeated at home this season. Not the case against Xavier. Xavier looking pretty good. Xavier is also number 1 in assists per game this season. That's one thing I really like about them is their backcourt's loaded. Sully Boom's an outstanding player. And Zach Fremantle, he's back. They look like they could make a run for the tournament for Xavier. I just worry if they get put up against Oral Roberts in the first round because somebody has a 5 seed will end up getting Oral Roberts. I think Xavier landed on the 4 seed line though with that win against Providence. Providence probably going to have to battle its way into the versus a 1 seed in the second round. Providence looking like they're in the 8-9 game currently, which that's scary. I think if you're a Providence fan like me, you're praying that Providence gets a matchup against Purdue in round 2. So if there's one team that's been dropping games as of late that looks super vulnerable, I would say it's Purdue. Purdue just hasn't been able to find their groove shooting the ball. And Providence gets the free throw line a ton. If they're able to put Zach Edey in the foul trouble, they have a chance in that game. What I don't like is the size advantage because Providence has struggled against like bigger players down low this season because they're like a smaller team. But if they're able to draw fouls, put Purdue into foul trouble, if they have that matchup, if Providence is like an 8 seed, comes out of that 8-9 game and takes on Purdue second round as the 1, and Purdue's backcourt's just not on their game, yeah, they got a chance because they have more experienced guards than Purdue does. It's just Zach Edey with his size that just overpowers Providence. Gonna tip off in about 6 minutes from now. Thanks so much all for joining in. If you guys are new in the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. Also posted the link to the bracket challenge up on the chat right there, so that is pinned to the chat. So if you guys would like to join the bracket challenge group we have going on for the channel for March Madness, feel free to do so. Tomorrow I plan on covering 2 games for college basketball for tomorrow. We're supposed to have a pretty big storm over here, so hoping not to lose power. But if I do have power tomorrow by early to mid-afternoon, I plan on covering number 3 Kansas hosting number 9 Texas. That's at 4 p.m. And then Duke against UNC right after that at 6 p.m. So 2 games tomorrow I plan on covering for college basketball if I don't lose power tomorrow, because we're supposed to get a pretty bad ice storm. Just waiting for this game to tip off a couple minutes from now. Celtics 3-0 against Brooklyn this season, sweeping them in the playoffs last year as well. One game currently going on in the NBA at the moment. Magic up over the Hornets, 31-26. Blazers and the Hawks just tipped off. And then top of the hour, Knicks at the Heat tonight. Jazz at the Thunder. Grizzlies at the Nuggets. Pelicans at the Warriors. Clippers at the Kings, which they had that unbelievable game from, I think it was last week. It was like 176, 175. Yeah, I think it was from last week with that unbelievable game. Over-under for that one's at 239.5 tonight, Clippers, Kings. T-Wolves and Lakers, that's the late game tonight at 10:30. What's good, Ryan? Welcome back in, man. Wow. Stay safe out there tomorrow, yeah. Yeah, further north you go, it's supposed to get like tons of snow. Yeah, I was supposed to cover a lacrosse match tomorrow, and they postponed it to Sunday for me. It was actually supposed to be against the University of Southern Maine. They're coming down to Wheaton for a game this weekend. Because all the games tomorrow, like in New England, they got postponed. Like either like pushed ahead or pushed back. Mine got pushed back to Sunday. Oh, wow, showing the game actually in the UK for once. There we go. Yeah, hoping I don't get blacked out of this game tonight, because that game against Charlotte from a couple weeks ago, I got blacked out from that game for some reason. Brooklyn slipping in the standings. They usually give me like all the good games, and Brooklyn really slipping in the standings. Nets 0-4 after the All-Star break. 2-8 in their last 10 games. It's basically been like 3 players doing the scoring for this team. Mikal Bridges, Cameron Johnson. Cam Thomas had some big games right after the trades to KD and Kyrie, like early February. He was going off 44, 47, 43. Yeah, it's too bad, man. I feel for the kid's confidence. Like ever since he left Philly, it's never been the same. Like early part of his career, he was rising up, improving as a scorer, and it's just gone downhill. What's good, Baba Booey? Welcome back on the stream. About to tip off in just a moment. Celtics, the home team tonight in this matchup, TD Garden. Boston, 45-18, 25-7 on their home floor this season. Brooklyn, 34-28, 16-16 on the road. Celtics are actually second place right now in the Eastern Conference. Milwaukee's on a 16-game winning streak, a half game above Boston right now. So the Celtics looking to respond. We get the starting lineups tonight. Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Al Horford, Rob Williams for Boston. Only one player listed out. That is Malcolm Brogdon, who's out tonight for the Celtics. Spencer Dinwiddie, Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, Dorian Finney-Smith. And Nick Claxton. That's the starting 5 tonight for Brooklyn. James, welcome back. Usually during my lunch break a little bit, I'll watch First Take. Been pretty busy as of late though, so I haven't been following it like as much lately. Celtics go in the black uniforms tonight. Green numbers, green letters, white outline. Same ones I'm wearing tonight for this matchup. Brooklyn gonna go in the white jerseys, red numbers, red letters for this game. Last 10 games, the Nets only averaging about 104 points per game. Celtics putting up 117 on Wednesday against the top defense in the NBA, being Cleveland, averaging above 118 points per game in the last 10. Celtics 8-2 in the last 10 games. Brooklyn 2-8 as we are underway. Boston controls the opening tip. Jaylen Brown, top of the key, rises for the J straight away. Missed around the rim and out. Claxton comes out with a defensive rebound. First possession in the night for Brooklyn. Dinwiddie takes up the floor. Dinwiddie moves on top over to Dorian Finney-Smith. Smith guarded by Tatum towards his right. Hand off to Mikal Bridges. Bridges, a jumper, and he got blocked. Horford comes out with a block. Celtics with it. Up the floor, Brown shovels over to Smart downhill, right to the cup. He scores. Good for 2, plus the foul from behind as well. Marcus Smart will shoot 1. Rico, Ron, welcome back in, guys. Al Horford providing the defense. This last play. As him and Jason Tatum right on a double team at the free throw circle, and Bridges looked, I thought that he actually blocked it for Horford. Actually, when Bridges went up, looked like it slipped out of his hands with a basketball. Free throw is good by Smart. Celtics half game behind Milwaukee, 45-17 for the Bucks, 45-18 for the Celtics, 3-zip lead. Nets with a possession. Finney-Smith over to Claxton to the outside. It goes to Johnson. Johnson guarded at the right wing by Rob Williams. Moves in on top. Dinwiddie, deep range three. Skipped around the rim and out. Tatum collects the defensive rebound. Double A, welcome back in. 1 minute through. Brown drives downhill and draws the foul. Jaylen Brown still with a mask tonight in this matchup. First personal foul picked up by Nick Claxton. Jaylen Brown will shoot 2 at the free throw line. Oh boy. Yeah, Oral Roberts is a lethal 12 seed. I'm going to really have to think about that one. I think it all comes down to TCU and their health. Like, who's available for that game for TCU? That's the big key because they've had players in and out of the lineup this season. And I really like that TCU team. If everybody's healthy, that's one of the most physical teams in the field. First shot's good by Brown. Second shot's good. 5-zip Celtics. 1 minute through. Nets with just a 1-6 record after the trade deadline. 0-4 after the All-Star break. Dinwiddie at the corner. Dribbles towards his left around the perimeter. Sends it on top. Finney-Smith. Handoff Johnson. Jumper. 18-footer straightaway. Missed off the back rim. And Tatum gets the rebound. So Brooklyn, 3 straight possessions settling for deep twos. 2 missed shots and a turnover. Tatum turns it over as he tries to attack the paint. Lost it out of bounds. What's good, Warren? Welcome back in the stream, man. 10.5 left to go in the first. Nets will take it up the floor. Dinwiddie down low and stolen away. Smart comes up with a steal. Brown out to the wing. Horford extra pass. Corner. Tatum had an opening. Drives baseline. Tatum stripped. Tatum fouled. And Tatum will head to the free throw line. Shoot 2 more. So 3rd trip already in the first. Minute and 43 seconds of action that Boston heads to the free throw line. This is not a good sign for Brooklyn right now. 2 personal fouls by Cam Johnson. 1 by Mikal Bridges. 3 fouls as a team, not even 2 minutes into the game for Brooklyn. First one, down the middle, made by Tatum. Yep, I think we're going to avoid no big U tonight in this game, hopefully. So if you guys were looking for the big U, come back to another Celtics game. Second free throw good by Tatum. Not a good start for Brooklyn. Cam Johnson, 2 personal fouls, not even 2 minutes into the game. Handoff, Claxton. Off to the top of the key goes to Mikal Bridges. Bridges drives downhill, high off the glass, got knocked down and fouled. And Rob Williams, the one who picks up the blocking foul, and we've had now 4 combined fouls in the first minute 55 of action. Bruin, welcome back in the stream. 40 plus watching right now. If you guys are new in the channel, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. Coming up on the March Madness tournament in under 2 weeks from now from March Madness. Selection Sunday closing in. 9 days away. And I posted in the chat the Behind the Arc Basketball Bracket Challenge group. Feel free to join that if you guys are interested there. All you have to do, create a tournament bracket before the brackets lock. I believe the brackets will lock on Thursday. It's the Thursday of the tournament that it'll lock. I believe that's Thursday, March 16th at 12 p.m. It locks. Tatum rises up for the jumper to baseline. He sinks it. 9-1. 9:45 left to go in the first. Dinwiddie dribbles, drives down inside the paint, gets past Horford, scores with a right-handed layup. That's the first made field goal of the game for Brooklyn. Bounce pass off to a cutter. Brown lost it out of bounds. The good chance going backdoor. Marcus Smart, nice pass, but just in and out of the hands of Jaylen Brown, went out of bounds. That's been a problem early on for the Celtics. 2 turnovers. Tatum had one earlier. Corner 3 missed by the Nets. Rebounded back for Boston. It was missed by Finney-Smith. Tatum at the wing, defended by Johnson. Slides it out to the top. Smart dribbles up into the key, and we get another whistle picked up by Brooklyn. If that's on Cam Johnson, that's number 3. It is. Cam Johnson, 3 personal fouls in the first 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Clock stops when 9:15 in the first. Yikes. Not a way to start the game. 3 minutes, 3 fouls. Cam Johnson checks out of the game. Royce O'Neal comes in now for Brooklyn. And Boston is in the bonus next time around. That's now 4 fouls in the first quarter as a team by Brooklyn. Not even 3 minutes into action so far. Yikes. Cannot get a worse start than that if you're the Nets. Cam Johnson to the bench with 3 personal fouls. Inbound for Boston. Rob Williams moves it down on top to Brown. Brown backs his way to the key. Fall away. Tough shot. He hits it. Jaylen Brown, 2 on the board right there. Tough one leaning back. Contested as well. It's 11-3. 3 minutes through. 9 minutes left to play in the first. Dinwiddie makes the pass out to his right to Finney-Smith. Almost lost it. He does. Deflected by Brown. Comes out with a steal. 2-on-1. Brown floats it up off the top of the backboard. Too fancy. We get a whistle, though, and a foul picked up in transition by Brooklyn. Wow. A 2-on-1 fast break for the Celtics. They couldn't capitalize as Brown's pass off the top of the backboard was too tall for Rob Williams. Let's see here. Out in transition. This is on Dinwiddie. Dinwiddie called in a reach. Defending the pass off the glass. And that puts Boston right into the bonus. So that's number 5. Wow, that was kind of a generous foul call right there. This will send Rob Williams to the free throw line. Okay, so it was on the break, so it's going to be Rob Williams at the free throw line. First shot is good. So Dinwiddie picked up his first. Kind of shocked that it wasn't Brown being sent to the free throw line. Thought it would have been Jaylen Brown, the one who had floated up the pass. So Rob Williams was trailing a little bit from behind, but Williams makes them both. 13-3 Celtics. 8:35 left to go in the first. Kick out to the corner. Finney-Smith dribbles back out to the right wing. Turns the corner. Mikal Bridges as they have it back outside away from the basket. 5 in the shot clock. Out to the low block. Claxton down low. Floats up a shot. Wild off the glass. Missed. Defensive rebound hauled in by Tatum. Tatum up the floor. Top of the key. Jacks up the 3. Off the mark. Tipped off the glass. Offensive rebound. Rob Williams. And he turned it over. Pass on the near side. Deflected. Intercepted by Dinwiddie. Finds Finney-Smith out in transition. Open 3. Couldn't connect. Offensive rebound O'Neal, though. Nets have it. 8 minutes left to go in the first. Dinwiddie at the top. Crossover. Step back 3 in the air over Horford. Missed too long. And Marcus Smart comes up with a rebound. Celtics looking for more. 10-point lead. Jaylen Brown on the outside. Brown crossover. Rises for the jumper. Miss rim short. Defensive rebound. Pulled down by Mikal Bridges. What's good, Vaughn, Victor, John? Welcome back in, guys. Brooklyn just tossing up bricks here. Mikal Bridges fall away for the mid-range. That missed off the back rim as well. Celtics have it at the wing with Tatum. Tatum working on Dinwiddie. Tatum crossover. Thinks about a step back. Up fake. Horford makes the pass to Tatum. Cutting. Tatum jumper. Missed off the rim. Tatum gets his own rebound. Tatum backdoor. Got blocked by Claxton. Back it goes to Brooklyn. 7:10 left to go. Nets with their defense at least keeping them in last couple possessions. Jumper, mid-range. That's good. Mikal Bridges for 2. And we'll have a timeout taken on the floor with 7:03 left to go in the first. Boston will take the first timeout of the game. So it looked like an absolute disaster for Brooklyn. Trailing by 10. 5 personal fouls to the team. Cam Johnson with 3. They were the next team to answer after a 13-3 lead by the Celtics. Finally, somebody able to get a basket, and it wasn't Boston. So Dinwiddie, he's got 2. Bridges with 3. It's a big shot they just hit there to pull win an 8. Celtics burn the timeout. 4 points each by Brown and Tatum. Celtics a little bit careless with the basketball. They just, you can't let this go to your mind. If you're Boston, they're being too fancy with the basketball early on so far in this game. Right now, they got a big advantage at the rim. That's the one thing that Brooklyn's been lacking all season long. This one happened to be rim protection. And right now it's 11-4 on the glass in favor of the Celtics. For me, it's my Celtics, but right now Milwaukee leads the standings. The Bucks have won 16 straight. Celtics perfect, 7 for 7 at the free throw line, and yeah, based on like all the games I've covered in the past, that's probably the fastest bonus I've ever covered, especially on an NBA stream. Like, that's the fastest bonus there. 5 personal fouls in the first 3 minutes of action by Brooklyn. Yeah, they're toast. But they just responded with the last basket. So not really a bad timeout to take if you're Joe Mazzulla. Yeah, Providence against Rutgers. I like that matchup there for Providence. I believe Rutgers is a key player that's been missing lately. And with one of their players out, they got a record of 2-5. Yeah, Rutgers has been downhill lately. That's gonna be if Providence lands up with Rutgers, that's gonna be like one of those like grinded out type of games. Providence really hasn't seen like offenses that struggled this season, because Rutgers, a lot of the Big Ten offenses has really struggled. It's a lot of the teams are good defensively in the Big Ten, because Wisconsin's the same thing, where their offense is ranked in like the 200 something percentile for teams. Yeah, Rutgers, with their offense, has been nails on chalkboard this year, but it's their defense that's top 10. I saw today Rutgers drop back even further for them. I think according to some of the other analysts, they're in some deep trouble because they lost to Minnesota yesterday. They're in some deep trouble for Rutgers. So I believe they're going to be a 10 or 11 for them right now. So we come back from a timeout. Corner 3, Horford out of the timeout. He drills it. Al Horford on the board. First made triple tonight. 6:45 left to go in the first. Tomorrow I plan on doing 2 games for college basketball. It will be Kansas against Texas at 4 p.m. And then right after that, UNC versus Duke at 6. So I hope to do 2 college basketball streams this weekend. That's of course if I'm able to have power tomorrow, because it's supposed to be pretty bad outside. It's supposed to be like windy, 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts. We're supposed to get a pretty bad storm tomorrow. So if I have power tomorrow, I hope to cover those 2 games. Nets will head to the free throw line now. Dinwiddie shooting 2. Dinwiddie missed the first one. This has been a problem early on for Brooklyn. Just not making your shots. 0 for 4 from 3, 2 for 10 from the floor. And just 1 of 3 at the free throw line. So, like, nothing's going for the Nets unless it's at the rim so far in this game. Second free throw, Dinwiddie missed rim short, and Derek White comes in, collects the defensive rebound. White on the floor with Brown, Horford, Hauser, and Smart. Brown driving right to the rim. He dunks it down with a right-handed jam. Jaylen Brown soaring up, throwing it down. Hammer time for the Celtics, up 18-5. Cam Thomas, first time into the game tonight. Dinwiddie moves it over to Thomas. Thomas dribbles into the paint. Thomas lost it, tipped to the corner, and it pinned off Hauser out of bounds. Last touch by Brooklyn. Or last touch by Boston. They say it's off of Hauser last, so it'll stay Brooklyn basketball. Yes, it's supposed to be picking up in the wind where I am this weekend. It will be Nets inbound. Mikal Bridges lost it. Almost turned it over, though. Out to the top. Here's a 3 taken straight away. Missed off the mark. Tipped off the rim. Couldn't control it off the rim. Was Dorian Finney-Smith as it got tapped out of bounds. Last touch by the Celtics again. 5:52 left to go in the first. 50+ watching right now. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe, and glad to have you guys on board tonight. Nets will get the inbound underneath their hoop. Bounce pass out to the right corner. Royce O'Neal dribbles up, turns the corner, drives down the paint, missed the layup. Great contest by Horford. Hauser collects the defensive rebound. Smart running the floor. Smart dribbles up to the right corner now, working on Dinwiddie one-on-one. Smart lobs over to Brown, right baseline. Brown moves it out to the top. Horford touch pass to the wing. Smart takes a three, missed off the rim, no good. And the rebound controlled by Brooklyn. Yep, this game's in Boston tonight. 5:20 left to go. Malcolm Brogdon, the only player of significance, missing this game for the Celtics due to an ankle injury tonight. Missed three by Brooklyn. Rebound control by Brown. Brown up the floor, jacks up the three. Laser beam, zips it through as that goes down for the triple by Jaylen Brown. Timeout taken to the floor by Brooklyn. Boston showing the Nets whose daddy is tonight once again, looking for the season sweep, just like that playoff sweep from last year. Jaylen Brown, hand in the face, contested three at the wing as he's able to drill it, rattled it in, got it a drop, 21-5 Celtics. Addy, welcome to the stream. We take the timeout on the floor right now, and this is a one-scoring game. Brooklyn tossing up not only bricks, but they are boulders right now. Massive, massive boulders. Might need a crane to get those off the field. Looking like massive boulders. Like yesterday, I was watching the world's strongest man competition yesterday with some of the people in the competition were just lifting boulders and putting them on top of a barrel. They had to lift them high enough so they could go on like a big barrel up on top. It was crazy. Everybody carrying the weight for the Celtics tonight. 9 points by Jaylen Brown, leading the way. 3 for 5 from the floor. 4 points by Jason Tatum. 3 each by Al Horford, Marcus Smart, Rob Williams with 2. 21-5. This is a Brooklyn Nets team that got destroyed against Chicago last week. And yeah, the score wasn't even close. So I was streaming something else, and I believe I looked at the score, and the score was something like 60, I think it was like 63-29. Something similar to that at one point from last week's game. 14% shooting right now for Brooklyn. They just cannot make a shot. 0 for 6 from 3. They can't make anything unless it's at the rim for Brooklyn. Like, nobody can hit a deep shot. Oh, man. Wow, so you actually got UNC to the Final Four last year for Behind the Arc fan. But, yeah, Murray State winning it all, unfortunately. I'm interested to see Florida Atlantic. Florida Atlantic on all the bracketology brackets keeps on getting, like, the worst draw. Like these 7 seeds are pretty good. Florida Atlantic, I believe, is going to get a 10 seed. Which Murray State last year got a 7. San Francisco got a 10. They met up in the first round. They were 2 teams with really good records. But Florida Atlantic's only got 3 losses. I keep on seeing them paired up with either Texas A&M or Kentucky. Like, that's just so tough to predict. I would love to see Texas A&M versus Texas in the second round. Texas looks like they're a 2 seed. Texas A&M looks like a 7 seed. That would be a great second round matchup. We get back to action. 5 minutes left to go. Dinwiddie, pass out to the corner. Cam Thomas, open 3, missed around the rim and out. Offensive rebound, Mikal Bridges puts it up, and he missed again. An easy jumper inside the key, rolled around the rim and out by Bridges. Smart. Oh, nice bounce pass cutting. Finds Jaylen Brown. It's been JB's game tonight as he scores 2 more at the rim. Jaylen Brown, first player to double figures tonight. He's got 11. 4.5 left to go. Finally, Brooklyn makes something. Guess what? It's right at the rim. Spencer Dinwiddie with a layup. Nets have yet to make a bucket from 10 feet plus so far in the game. Smart, Horford into out, corner three, Hauser. Hauser drills it. Nice little into out right there. Smart to Horford down low, back out to Hauser at the left corner. Took the three, made the three. Brian, welcome back in the stream, man. Ron, welcome on board again. 4 minutes left to go in the first. Dinwiddie, kick out to the wing. Mikal Bridges shoots the three. They finally make one. That's their longest shot from distance tonight. 3-point shot the left wing made by Brooklyn. 1 for 7 from three. Bridges the top scorer, up to 6 now for the Nets. Derek White dribbles, drives, attacks the paint. Oh, it's too easy. Derek White scores downhill to the rim. Nobody there on the backside. Help defense for Brooklyn. 3.5 left to go in the first. Celtics up by 18 in the early going. Thomas, bounce pass out to the right wing, into the hands to Bridges. Bridges guarded by Hauser, crossover, at the right elbow, skip pass left corner, catch and fire three. Royce O'Neal sinks one. That's back-to-back threes now by Brooklyn. So starting to make this more competitive as of late. Celtics, 50% from the perimeter, 3 for 6. Brooklyn just 2 for 9, but they made the last two. Smart at the top, bounce pass off to Horford through traffic, picks up the loose ball, triple teamed, moves it out to the corner. Brown, Hauser out on top. Smart steps into a three, open up the bank right there. Marcus Smart drills the three as it banks off the backboard and in for the triple. That's called ball movement by the Celtics. Once again, it's Al Horford into out. Horford to the corner, to the wing, to the top where Smart stepped into a three. Went off the backboard and got the bounce in. O'Neal, up fake, moves it on top to Thomas. Wide open three straight away. No good. Skipped around the rim and out. 2.5 left to go. Celtics up by 18, looking to add to it. Smart at the right wing perimeter. Swings it cross court to White. White attacks baseline. Oh, what a move. Wraparound layup. It's good. Driving left baseline to the cup by Derek White. Celtics firing on all cylinders right now. Everything in their arsenal. From perimeter shots to buckets at the rim. Here's a drive. Missed layup. Spencer Dinwiddie couldn't finish to the rim. Brown changing tempo. Dribble behind his back. Block from behind. And the ball rolls out of bounds as we have 2:02 left to go in the first. It'll be Celtics basketball. Jaylen Brown looking to push it up the floor. That was nasty. His dribble behind his back. He got rejected, though, from behind by Finney-Smith. Jaylen Brown, standing ovation by the crowd. He'll substitute out for the first time tonight. Jason Tatum back into the floor right now. Jaylen Brown, top scorer, 11 points. Tatum looking to up his game. He's up to 4 points. He's got 6 rebounds, though. The top rebounder, Tatum. At the right wing, slides it on top to Hauser. Hauser, hand off White, turns the corner, dribble, drive, right down the lane inside. He scores with a right hand, up and in off the backboard. Too easy. Back-to-back layups at the rim by Derek White. 1:51 left to go. Paint defense, question mark. Where is that right now for the Brooklyn Nets? As the Nets have to take a timeout on the floor, and this is an absolute massacre in this game. The Boston beat down on Brooklyn tonight. Celtics showing the Nets who their daddy really is. 11 by Brown, 4 by Tatum. Smart up to 6. Off the bench, White has 6 right now. Hauser with a 3. Horford with a 3. Rob Williams got 2 with 2 rebounds. That's 7 separate scores so far tonight for the Celtics, shooting 60% from the floor, 57% from 3. Yep. Yeah, I didn't say my prediction earlier in the thing, but earlier in the pregame, but I wrote down my prediction here. I predicted, for my prediction, I wrote down on a notepad tonight, 125-108 Celtics would win this game. Celtics came in 11-point favorites. That looks pretty good right now. Based on the last game, it could tell you the whole picture. The last game in the series, and also the last game that these two teams are coming off on the Wednesday. Celtics winning 117-113 against the top defense in the NBA, with Cleveland putting up 117 points, and Brooklyn allowing 141 to the Knicks on Wednesday night. We come back to action, 1:40 left to go in the first. Nets in some serious danger as they have had trouble all night long making shots. Seth Curry, first time into the game, up fake at the right block. Curry puts one up and he scores. I'm kind of shocked that it took Curry all this time to substitute into the game. I don't know why they didn't make that change earlier, but Curry out here to see if he can add some firepower to their team. White wide open at the top, shoots the three. Missed off the back rim, no good at a clear look. Couldn't send it down, though. Brooklyn with a defensive rebound. Curry dribbles up to the top of the free throw circle. Jumper. Skidded off the rim, goes into the corner, goes out of bounds. James, welcome back. 1 minute left to go in the first. White pass midcourt. He's on the floor with Tatum, Hauser, Luke Cornett, Grant Williams. First time tonight, Grant Williams and Luke Cornett are out on the floor for the Celtics. White floats up the shot into the key. It bounces through. Good for two. Derek White finds himself 8 points tonight. Number 2 score behind Jaylen Brown with 11. 40 seconds left to go in the first. Brooklyn with a possession. Top of the free throw circle. Dinwiddie makes the pass left wing over to Curry. Curry, jumper, missed off the back rim. And Grant Williams collects the defensive rebound. Out to White. 30 seconds left to go. White attacks. Downhill, low block. Moves it back out to the top to Tatum. He'll hold it. 12 on the shot clock, 22 in the game clock. 10-second differential shot clock and game clock at the end of one. Celtics 10-3 in their last 13 games. Brooklyn just 2-10 in their last 10. Tatum with a 3, missed off the back rim, tipped up by Thomas, and the rebound on the far side by Dinwiddie. 8 seconds. Nets have possession. Dinwiddie at the elbow, crossover, dribbles into the key, kick out over to Thomas. Thomas inside the key. Thomas floats up the shot at the buzzer. No good. Rolled around the rim and out. And we close out at the end of the first quarter. It's Boston 37, Brooklyn 15. One team dominance tonight for the home team, the Boston Celtics, 37-15. At the end of the first quarter, Celtics high percentage shooting. Brooklyn not with a flow tonight. Yep. Yeah, it'd be really nice if the Celtics able to sustain this lead. So they had a lead, I believe it was like up to around 20 against Cleveland on Wednesday, and they almost blew it. Cleveland lost by 4. Celtics with 7 players in the scoring column tonight. Jaylen Brown, 11 points, leading the way. 4 for 7 shooting in 10 minutes. Derek White, great game so far off the bench, attacking right to the rim. Derek White efficient too, as he's been unguarded a couple times tonight in this matchup. 8 points off the bench by White, 4 for 5 in 7 minutes. 6 points by Marcus Smart. Jason Tatum, 4.6 rebounds. Tatum cold from the floor, though, just 1 for 5 shooting and 0 for 2 from 3. +50 watching right now. If you guys are new to the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. I cover basketball action on the channel, play-by-play, both NBA, also college hoops as well. Got a couple things out there. Feel free to join the ESPN Bracket Challenge group for Behind the Arc Basketball. We're doing the Bracket Challenge group once again this year. Last year, we had over 60+ entries in the Bracket Challenge for March Madness. So if you guys would like to enter March Madness bracket in, I posted the link in the chat. For those who are interested in doing that, feel free to do so. You have up until Thursday, March 16th at 12 p.m. where brackets will close around that time for the March Madness Bracket Challenge. And also, I plan on streaming tomorrow. Barring if I do lose power. We're supposed to get a pretty bad storm tomorrow, but if I do have power tomorrow, I hope to cover 2 college basketball games back-to-back tomorrow, 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. Eastern Time. It will be number 3 Kansas taking on number 9 Texas at 4 p.m., and then Duke versus UNC right after that around 6 p.m. Yep, this is definitely looking like a football score right now with 2-point conversion. With a 2-point conversion making there. Brooklyn only shooting 24% from the floor in the first quarter. Celtics at 56.5%. Boston doubling Brooklyn on the glass, 18-9. 16-6 points in the paint. It's been so many easy layups so far in this game for the Celtics. Back to action, start of the second quarter. Celtics 30-1 record since 1954 when leading by 20 points after the end of the first quarter. History speaks itself. Celtics also 3-0 this season against Brooklyn. Deep range three for the Nets, though, to start off the second, and they're able to connect with it. Third made three of the game for Brooklyn out of 12 total attempts. First shot of the game made by Joe Harris in his first minute of action. So Seth Curry, Joe Harris, both of the players finally into the game. Curry came in with like 3 minutes left to go in the first quarter, and Joe Harris just came in to start off the second. Right to the rim with a bucket. The Celtics score on the layup, and that's Jason Tatum. He's got 6. Toivo, welcome back in. 11-12 left to play. So we just got started with the second quarter. Joe Harris just knocked down Derek White. Wow, this is a hard push. Offensive foul picked up by Harris. So it's a turnover by Brooklyn. Celtics with the ball. Tatum on the floor with Rob Williams, Grant Williams, Sam Hauser, and Derek White. Corner three, Hauser. He rips it through for the triple. All Celtics tonight in this one. 1 minute through the second. Brooklyn on the floor. Bridges, Claxton, Cam Johnson with 3 personal fouls in the first 3 minutes. Drives, attacks inside the paint. Cam Johnson gutted to go up and in off the glass. Count the bucket and the foul. Cam Johnson scores on Derek White. So Cam Johnson will shoot 1 now at the free throw line. Yeah, Nets in full tank mode after trading away KD and Kyrie. Free throw is good at the line for Cam Johnson. 3 points now for Johnson and 4 minutes of action. Got substituted out early. Picked up 3 quick personal fouls in the first 3 minutes. Tatum, crossover, step back, 3 in the air. Missed off the back rim, and Claxton soars up for the defensive board. Over to Bridges past midcourt, into the hands to Johnson. Johnson had it poke loose, gets it back at the wing. 15 on the shot clock. Johnson weaves his way into the paint. Kick out corner. Up fake. Curry dribbles up. Takes the jumper. Deep 2. Connects. So starting to get into a little bit of a flow as of late for Brooklyn. Still a long way to go to get back into this game. 10 minutes left to go before halftime. Derek White, edge of the midcourt logo. Dribbles up to the top. White takes the 3. Missed off the back rim. Celtics settling. Low percentage shots, last 2 possessions, not getting enough hands on the basketball for more touches to find the open man. Johnson rises for the jumper, missed the 3 at the wing. Grant Williams with a defensive board. Over to Hauser. Hauser up the floor, jacks up a quick 3, hits the top of the backboard, goes out of bounds. Those are some pretty poor possessions the Celtics have had. That's the thing with Boston. You can't let the score get to your head right now. You just got to keep on attacking and just put it on to them tonight. In Boston, last 3 possessions, they've jacked up 3s. They've gone 0 for 3 from the perimeter. 2 rebounds defensively by Brooklyn, and 1 ball goes out of bounds off the top of the backboard. 9.5 left to go. So that's 3 poor possessions right in a row with just 1 touch up the floor by the Celtics. Curry, bounce pass, corner, open jumper by Johnson, missed off the back rim. Tatum. There goes over to Derek White. Derek White collects the rebound on the far side. Passes off to Tatum, cutting to the hoop. Tatum puts it up. He scores up and in off the glass. There you go. There's an assist for Boston. A White with assist. Tatum with a basket. Tatum's up to 8. 8.6 boards by Tatum now. Down low, pass deflected out of... Ooh, got lost out of bounds by Brooklyn off. One player's knee out of bounds. Turnover by the Nets. Tough call right there by the officials. Looked like the Celtics defense through traffic. They were swarming to steal that ball, and it went off a Brooklyn player last at the baseline. Under 9 minutes left to go before halftime. Celtics take it up the floor with Tatum. Tatum guarded at the top of the key. Tatum dribble drive right down the lane inside, and an offensive foul. Tatum tried to throw down a dunk soaring up. He heard the whistle right before, though. Turned over by Boston. Ashton, welcome back in. Hope all is going well, man. Up by 21 for the Celtics. Curry dribbles into the key, swings it out to the wing. Cam Johnson missed another three. Too many threes, too many misses so far tonight by Brooklyn. Brown takes up the floor for Boston. Brown at the left wing, guarded by Claxton. Crossover, Brown, step back three in the air. And gets the bounce, that's good. Jaylen Brown off one bounce, drops through. It is good for the triple. Jaylen Brown, the player of the game tonight. 14 points, 5 of 8 shooting, 2 for 3 from three-point range. Nets with a possession. Johnson dribbles up to the low block. Fall away inside the key. Missed off the back rim. Great defense by Derek White. Rob Williams with a defensive board. Over to Brown. Changing tempo. Attacks inside the key. Brown out to the top. It goes to Tatum. Shoots the three ball. Tatum missed off the rim. Looked like Brown might have got poked in the face right there, but good thing for him, he's wearing the mask. Able to keep the play alive as Brooklyn did come down with a possession. We get a quick whistle here on the floor. 7:51 left to go in the second. Let's take a look at this again. Jaylen Brown, did he get poked in the eye on this possession? Working on Claxton off the crossover. That's the one that he made the three off the bounce that they're showing the replay right now. Jaylen Brown still with a mask. Top player on the floor tonight, 14. What's good, Chicago Bulls 123? Welcome back in. Oh, wow. That's terrible, man. And Jaylen Brown eating his way into the post. Two more. Up and through. Oh, wow. Yeah, I just saw that. Send my thoughts out to Chase Elliott. Speedy recovery, man. My favorite NASCAR driver currently. Driving baseline. Jaylen Brown looking for more. Through the contact and one coming up for Jaylen Brown at the free throw line as he scores. Jaylen Brown's night tonight here, folks. It's a Boston beatdown at the TD Garden over Brooklyn. Jaylen Brown just receives the pass at the baseline, uses his speed, gets past Joe Harris, contacted by Royce O'Neal, finishes at the rim, +1. Cam Johnson will head back to the bench. Cam Johnson just frustrated. Ever since the start of this game, he was the one who picked up the personal foul. That's number 4 by Cam Johnson. And the free throw missed off the front rim by Brown. Jaylen Brown, 18 points, top scorer tonight. 7:15 left to go before halftime. Looking for something for Brooklyn as they will attack the paint. Missed the layup. There was a foul, though. Grant Williams picks up the shooting foul. Mikal Bridges will shoot 2 at the line. Jason Tatum surpassing Giannis for most points before age 25, before his birthday. That was on the Wednesday night. First free throw is good by Bridges. Second free throw right down the middle. 7 minutes left to go before halftime. Boston more than doubling up. Brooklyn. Smart at the top of the key. Smart, Tatum, Brown. Grant Williams, Al Horford, the 5 on the floor. Tatum receives the pass, spin move down the hill, floats it up, missed off the back rim. Claxton with a defensive board. Jason Tatum, today, by the way, is his birthday. Born on March 3rd, 1998. So happy birthday to Jason Tatum. Brooklyn able to get the bucket down low. Tatum up the floor. 10 points by Bridges now. Tatum, top of the key, swings it off to Smart. Smart up, fake at the left wing. Smart dribbles, attacks inside the paint, puts it up, missed off the rim. The rebound controlled by Bridges. Tougher defense as of late for Brooklyn. Finney-Smith up the floor, shoots the three, drops it through for the triple. 51 to 30 now. Still a long way to come from behind for Brooklyn for this matchup. Tatum, pass midcourt. Tatum at the left elbow. Swings it on top over to Grant Williams. Lost it in the backcourt. That's a big U. That's a backcourt violation by Grant Williams as he bobbled it in the corner. Lost it in the backcourt. Turnover. Hopefully that's the only big U we get tonight for the Celtics, unless they choke on a big one. 21-point lead for Boston, 6:02 left to go before halftime with a timeout taken on the floors. We reached the media break here. All right, 50-plus watching right now. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. Glad to have you guys on board tonight, being a part here on the channel. Jaylen Brown, 18 points, leading the way, having a massive game so far. 70% shooting, 2 for 3 from three-point range as well for Jaylen Brown. Jason Tatum's got 8. 8 points off the bench by Derek White. 6 points by Marcus Smart. 6 points off the bench by Sam Hauser. So far, Celtics shooting well tonight. 54% from the floor. 40% from 3. And out-rebounding Brooklyn, plus 8 on the glass, 23-15. Currently, the Nets with a low percentage. That number's climbed up to 31%. They were shooting in the first half, though. I believe it was low. I believe it was around 14% in the first quarter for Brooklyn. So that number's gone up quite a bit with shots made as of late. Other scores throughout the NBA currently: Magic leading the Hornets 71-53. Hawks up over the Blazers 49-41. Heat leading the Knicks currently 22-17. Suns up over the Bulls 29-21. And the Thunder leading the Jazz right now 29-24. Right now, it looks like the Tigers and Yankees tied. The bottom of the 6th inning tied 1-1. Feel free to join the Behind the Arc Basketball Bracket Challenge group from March Madness. Once again, that link is posted into the chat. It's pinned to the chat. All are welcome to join and fill out their brackets. Once brackets are released on Selection Sunday, fill out the bracket anywhere till Selection Sunday after it's released up until Thursday, March 16th at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Then the brackets will lock. Yeah, Notre Dame got a big win against Pitt. That was the last game for head coach Mike Bray at Notre Dame for a home game on senior night. Steve, welcome to the stream. We get back to action now. Celtics 21-point lead. Under 6 minutes left to go before halftime. Brooklyn with a possession. Dribble, drive, down the lane. That's a bucket by Mikal Bridges. Bad Celtics defense right there. Able to slice defenders downhill right to the rim. Tatum. 15 on the shot clock. Bounces out to the top to Brown. Tatum, Brown, Smart, Horford, Grant Williams, the 5 on the floor. Out to the wing. It goes to Brown. Launches the 3. Jaylen Brown knocks it down for the 3 ball. Jaylen Brown, such a smooth game tonight. He's got 21, the top score. 5:15 left to go before halftime. Bridges drives, attacks, right to the rim again. Scores in the left-handed layup. Back-to-back buckets by Mikal Bridges, and the Celtics have to key in on paint defense on the last two possessions when number one with the basketball, and white and red tonight for Brooklyn. Tatum, guarded by Bridges at the wing, moves it out to the wing to Brown. Brown turns the corner, drives, missed off the rim with a defensive rebound, hauled down by Finney-Smith. Finney-Smith makes the pass over to Harris. Cross-court pass out to the corner. Bridges takes a three. Bridges missed off the rim, and the rebound control for the Celtics out to Brown. Brown will slow it down. On top, it goes to Smart. Smart, dribble, attack inside the paint. Smart missed the layup off the left side of the glass, and it goes right back to Brooklyn. And the Nets turn it over. Horford out ahead of the pack, finds Tatum. Tatum throws it down with a right-handed finish. Jason Tatum with a dunk out on the fast break. Those are 2 points that Brooklyn just gives away right there to the Celtics. Boston by 22. 4:10 left to go before halftime. Straightaway three. Missed off the back rim too long by O'Neal. And Jaylen Brown will slow it down. 4 minutes left to go. Jaylen Brown right to the rim. Missed the layup. Tipped up down the far side with a defensive rebound hauled in by Claxton. Under 4 left to go. Loose ball. Defensive player of the year. Marcus Smart comes out with a steal. A nice pass to the trailer right from behind. Brown gets fouled. And Jaylen Brown will shoot two coming up at the free throw line. 3:50 left to go. It's been Jaylen Brown's night tonight for the Celtics. He's the top scorer. He's got 21, looking to add more. Tatum with 10. 256. Michael, welcome back in the stream. Thanks so much for joining in, man. Yeah, that might be realistic there. Vegas puts for his prediction, 115.99. Boston, an 11-point favorite tonight. Jaylen Brown missed the first free throw. I'm glad that he's not shooting that free throw at right before halftime on Christmas Day against Milwaukee, because that one missed off the rim short. I took the Celtics tonight, 125-108. Jaylen Brown, top scorer with 21. Tatum, double figures. He's got 10 points and 8 rebounds tonight on his birthday. Second free throw here for Brown. And missed them both, the round and outs. So Jaylen Brown emptied that trip at the free throw line. Still up by 22. Brooklyn has the ball top of the key. Spencer Dinwiddie. Tough game so far tonight by Dinwiddie on the floor. 2 for 5 shooting, just 4 points in 12 minutes. Dinwiddie bounce pass right corner. Bridges attacks inside the paint. Bridges scores in the layup. And he started to turn the corner into the top player by far tonight for Brooklyn. Back-to-back layups by Mikal Bridges. 16 points, 6 for 10 shooting. A lot of his buckets right at the rim. He's made 5 out of his 9 attempts for twos tonight. Up fake. Smart at the free throw circle. Rises for the jumper. 13-footer connects. 22-point lead again. 3 minutes left to go before halftime. The three-point shot is made by Finney-Smith. They're going to say it's a deep... Oh, yeah, they will say it's a 3. So it is 58-39. Smart at the left wing perimeter. Defended by Bridges. Smart lobs it up over the top off the roll down. It is big Rob Williams throwing it down with a two-handed slam. Alley-oop jam by Rob Williams. Open 3. Bridges doing work tonight in this game at least. Keeping Brooklyn in it. At least making it an 8-point game instead of a 30-point game. Bridges makes the 3. Bridges goes off for 19 in the first half. The lone player in this game basically making an impact for Brooklyn. 19 by Bridges. After that, 6 by Finney-Smith. So a big drop-off between the number 1 and number 2 players on the floor right now. Timeout taken on the floor by Boston. 2:15 left to go before halftime. So we'll take the timeout on the floor currently. Celtics up by 18. Yeah, it'd be nice to see the Celtics sustain this lead. Boston has been up by a range basically of like 18 to 22 for this game tonight. So be nice to see if they can sustain it. Largest lead, Celtics by 28 at one point. Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy how they go from number 4 in the East. Like, it was tight in the East. Right before the trade deadline, top 4 teams in the East. And then plus the Cavs, like the top 5 teams in the East. Pretty tight in the standings or so. Celtics, Bucks, Brooklyn. Or at the time, I believe there were 3. They were ahead of Philly before the whole trades went down. And then Philly and then Cleveland. And, yeah, you can make a case at the time before the trade deadline. Realistically, you could see 4 teams winning the championship, and Brooklyn being one of them from the Eastern Conference. And then just those 2 trades, and then go all the way from being like contender potential to blowing the whole thing up. And now in a huge tank for them. Number 6 in the East for Brooklyn. So they are 1.5 games above the Heat. They're 3 games above the Hawks, who are in 8th. And then they're 4 games above the Raptors and the Wizards. And the Nets are on a 4-game losing streak. They're 2-8 in their last 10. Clara, welcome back in. Quick update on the scoreboard currently. Magic lead the Hornets 81-61. Hawks up at the half over the Blazers 59-49. Knicks with a lead on the road at the Heat tonight 32-26. Suns looking good, leading 40-29 against Chicago. Jazz and Thunder playing right now. Thunder up 35-29. If you guys would like to join the bracket challenge for college basketball for March Madness, feel free to do so. That link is pinned in the chat. Everybody's welcome to join, so all are welcome to join, be a part of the Behind the Arc Basketball Bracket Challenge group. Tomorrow I plan on covering 2 games for college basketball. First one will be at 4 p.m. tomorrow. Top 10 ranked matchup, number 3 Kansas on the road, taking on number 9 Texas. And then after that will be the massive matchup between Duke and UNC. UNC, if they win, helps out their tournament chances. UNC, if they lose, really puts a dampen on their tournament chances for UNC. They only have 1 quad 1 victory, I believe it was last week against Virginia. Back from the timeout, 2:10 left to go before halftime. Celtics will get the inbound. Jaylen Brown, top scorer with 21. Inbound goes to Tatum. Tatum at the wing. Shoots the 3, missed off the rim. Short, poked loose. Long rebound out ahead of the pack. O'Neal throws down the 2-handed jam. They'll try it again for the Celtics after giving up 2 points off the fast break right there off the long rebound. Tatum slides it over to Smart. Smart at the right wing, back to the top to Tatum. Tatum, loose ball. Oh, he turns it over. Big U. Curry comes up with a steal, and he scores the layup. And this is only a 14-point game. Jason Tatum coughs it up at the top. We'll try again for the Celtics. Minute 35 left to go before halftime. Brown moves it over to Rob Williams, top of the key. Pass out to his right to Tatum. Tatum lobs it over to Brown at the right elbow. Brown backs his way on Dinwiddie inside the low post. Slides it out to the top. Tatum over to Smart. 4 in the shot clock. Smart takes the jumper. Missed off the rim of the rebound. Controlled by Dinwiddie. Minute 15 left to go. Brooklyn can pull win in 11, believe it or not, with a made 3. They can pull win in 12 with a made layup, and they do. Royce O'Neal with a bucket. And it's only a 12-point game here after being down by 28. Plus the foul, I believe, from behind as well. Rob Williams. Ooh, with a blocking foul from behind. It'll be an and 1 coming up by Royce O'Neal at the free throw line as big Rob Williams slapped the head of O'Neal. It's only a 12-point game. Make it 11 if he makes the free throw. He does. The Boston Celtics, the history of choking big leads this season. Up by 20-plus points against Cleveland on Wednesday. Only won by 4. It's too early for this to happen. 10-zip run by who? The Brooklyn Nets? With no KD, no Kyrie. Tatum downhill, right to the rim. He provides the answer with a left-handed layup. Tatum looking for the foul call. Couldn't get it. 50 seconds left to go before halftime. 13-point game. Tatum's up to 12 points. Dribble, drive, attack, and missed it. Dinwiddie. Shot blocked from behind by Rob Williams. Here goes Tatum. Crossover, attacks inside the paint. Tatum, on his birthday, drops it down for 2 more with a left-handed layup on back-to-back drives by Jason Tatum. 35 seconds left to go. Tatum, the birthday boy, looking to take over. Oh, wide open layup. It's made by O'Neal. Celtics with no back help defense right there. 30 seconds left to go. Celtics will slow it down. Tatum. Edge of the midcourt logo. 10 in the shot clock, 21 in the game clock before halftime. Tatum, lob to Rob Williams, powers his way inside the low post. Rob Williams got blocked. And Brooklyn running the floor as they will draw the contact in the fall with Bridges shooting 2 coming up at the free throw line. Major rejection by Dorian Finney-Smith, the one who came up with the block. Some big-time suspension in this matchup. Boston just playing down to their opponent right now. They got to get their heads out of the you-know-whats. 2 shots coming up at the free throw line by Mikal Bridges. First one by Bridges. That's good. Second shot by Bridges, right down the middle. 11-point game, 11 seconds left to go before halftime. Brooklyn much better in the second quarter, shooting 14 of 22. Celtics 11 for 24. Tatum drives, attacks, floats it up over the top, and we have a whistle. Charge to Royce O'Neal inside the paint. Lucky there because Tatum was looking for the alley-oop pass up to Rob Williams. O'Neal had stolen the basketball, but O'Neal called in the foul with 3.5 seconds. This actually a pretty smart foul. It gets Boston further away from the hoop. They'll have to inbound the far side of the floor. 3.5 seconds left to go. Jaylen Brown, the inbound passer. Brown, pass over to Tatum, sails into the backcourt. It was touched off the fingertips by Tatum. That's a big ew, a backcourt violation with 9/10 of a second left to play before halftime. That is a major ew, second backcourt violation of the game tonight for Boston off the inbound. Was it touched by Tatum? That's what the officials are talking about right now. 9/10 of a second left to play. 1 second, check that. They're going to put back 3.2. Referees put 3.2 seconds remaining, and this will be charged to Boston for a turnover. No time went off the clock. It will be Brooklyn basketball. So to make matters even worse for the Celtics, Celtics have to play defense here. Brooklyn will inbound it in their front court. So the referee has called a turnover by Boston. No time went off the clock with a turnover. Backcourt violation. Brooklyn gets the inbound. Out to the right wing. Nets. Pass. Down low. At the buzzer. It's a bucket by Finney-Smith. Gets it a go right before the horn. Underneath the hoop. Uncontested. Left wide open. Out in the clear. And the 28-point lead by the Boston Celtics has evaporated to single digits. A 9-point lead going into halftime against a Brooklyn Nets team without Kevin Durant, without Kyrie Irving. There's no Ben Simmons on the floor tonight. 28-point lead evaporated to just 9. Going to halftime in this mess that we have seen from a big second quarter debacle by Boston. Brooklyn scoring 40 points in quarter 2. Crazy. Celtics paint defense has been pretty poor tonight in this game. Brooklyn came out firing, missing 3 after 3 after 3. And now Brooklyn going 2 after 2 after 2, and they're making it. Mikal Bridges, 21 points going into halftime. Royce O'Neal, 10 points. Bridges 7 for 11 shooting. O'Neal 4 for 7 in the first half. There was a game, the second game of the season, where Boston won. They closed it out late in that game. It was a defensive type of game, but there were players like Seth Curry, Joe Harris, Royce O'Neal, TJ Warren. When he was playing on Brooklyn, he had a really good game in that matchup. That was the second game of the season between Boston and Brooklyn, yet Brooklyn fell short in that matchup. Celtics with Jaylen Brown having a huge night tonight. He's got 21, 14 points by Tatum. Tatum exploding to the rim lately, getting a couple big buckets right before halftime for Tatum. But it's been basically those two tonight, 21 by Brown, 14 by Tatum, with 9 rebounds, 3 assists tonight for Tatum. 7 turnovers, though, that's going to crush you in the first half. 7 turnovers by both of the teams. Celtics, though, some terrible turnovers, like inexcusable. 2 of those backcourt violations by Boston. Like, there's stuff that's just inexcusable right now. I'm going to go Denver right now. So I know everything's closing in with a lot of the superstars moving to the West. Phoenix, that roster on paper, it looks stacked for the Suns. Kyrie and Luka struggling lately with Dallas. They've been losing quite a bit lately. Yeah, I'll go Denver right there. I feel like with everybody just there for Denver, that team is deep this season for the Nuggets. And if everybody is able to be healthy going into the playoffs, because what we've seen from Jokic before is that he's made the playoffs with just him and him carrying the team, and now he's got help. And, yeah, so they're out to a 5-game advantage out in the West right now. Grizzlies, the Grizzlies thought that they could run it through the West for the Grizzlies, but I think they talked too soon. A lot of teams are really taking note of Memphis because they talk a ton, but they haven't been able to like back it up for them because they're a young team who's just getting started, but they haven't really like proven their case out yet. That's the thing for Memphis. They're 5 games back. We'll see what happens in the playoffs, though, when playoff time comes for the Grizzlies. Yeah, tight in there in the West. It's crazy that the Pelicans at one point were first and now could like miss out on the playoffs. The Pelicans are at 10th currently. Clippers on a 4-game losing streak. Like, some of these teams, you don't know what you're going to get. Like, they're like Jekyll and Hyde with some of these teams. The Clippers, one of them right now. They're just like a seesaw. You don't know if Kawhi's going to be playing, if he's going to be out. That's another team on paper that just look at it and look at the roster on paper. You're like, yeah, this team could go places, they could go far, and then when it matters the most, it's just not there. So I don't know what to expect with that team come playoff time. Yeah, I'd have to go Denver myself. There's like certain stages you have to take to like make it to the finals. And the Nuggets have always been like a constant playoff type team lately. They made it all the way to the Western Conference Finals, lost to the Lakers back in 2020 when the Lakers won the championship. Last year they lost against Golden State, the champion. So they've just fell short in the playoffs, but it's always been to like the Western Conference champ, like lately, that they fell short to. And that's right, they lost to Phoenix when Phoenix made it to the championship. Denver had lost against Phoenix as well, so they've fallen short on 3 straight times they've fallen short to the Western Conference champion in the playoffs. What's good, King Marky? Welcome to the stream. Thanks so much for joining in again. Yeah, I heard about that. Yikes. Yeah, teams are taking note of the Grizzlies, and they know about all the trash talk that they do and stuff, and they're out there. All the other teams have taken note, and they're out there to make sure that they don't advance in the playoffs. Because a lot of the other players in the NBA really like taking note on players like Dylan Brooks and stuff, and how he's played against like other players and what he's done. Scores throughout the NBA currently: Magic up over the Hornets, 91-72. Hawks with a 10-point lead started the third quarter up against the Blazers, 63-53. Knicks leading the Heat tonight, 47-34, approaching 9 minutes left to go before halftime. And the Suns leading the Bulls, 52-41. Thunder up over the Jazz currently, 51-38. Missouri Valley had their conference tournaments today. Bradley Braves, I believe, them and Drake are like the top 2 seeds in that conference. Bradley Braves winning against Northern Iowa 72-66. Drake in action right now, leading Murray State 72-59. A lot of the mid-majors playing today. No Power 5s in action today, but one notable game to note: Toledo, top team out of the MAC. They go on the road. They win at Ball State. Final score 87-81. That's a Toledo team that's on a massive winning streak. I would circle them on the bracket to take note. If they get like a favorable matchup, they look to appear to be probably a 13 or 12 seed for Toledo, but they could do damage if they get put against a team like Virginia in the bracket. I've seen a lot of matchups against Indiana. Even so the case, like, what type of team is Indiana going to show up with? Sometimes they look like they can win a national title. Other times they get destroyed and have bad losses against teams like Iowa that they get crushed against, or just no-shows in their games. So it's going to be really interesting to see for what happens. So I've seen Toledo end up in a bunch of brackets. It's either Virginia or Indiana. Going to bring up Toledo's resume right now. I see a winning as UAB. UAB, a lot of people have them as like a bid stealer out of CUSA. 25-6 Toledo. That's too bad. They haven't played a Power 5 this year. Yeah, their schedule is tough to judge because it's so easy. They weren't scheduled against any major conference team. So they have a win over UAB. They won against Richmond by 23. They won against Vermont, who's probably going to be a 15 seed. I guess you have to see it against Kent State. Whoever wins that match in the tournament So they played against Kent State once. It was back in early January. Kent State won at home 75-63. Kent State lost close games against Gonzaga and Houston. And the top team in the MAC is Toledo over Kent State. Toledo's got a one-game advantage over Kent State in the bracket. Just Toledo in the MAC. Toledo hasn't played anybody good. That's the thing. They're on like a monster winning streak. What's good, Clara? Welcome back to the stream. There's always like that one team that has like a really good defensive metric that's like top 10 in the nation and fewest points allowed that like comes out of nowhere, makes the bracket. A couple of years ago was Abilene Christian. Last year was St. Peter's, who was a top 10 defense. Out in the WAC, they have Utah Valley, but Utah Valley's the conference leader out of the WAC, but the team to watch out for if they make it to the tournament will be Sam Houston. Sam Houston's a top 10 defense. I saw their metrics. I believe they're top 20 in steals. And then they also have a win against Oklahoma for them. Right now, they're winning big in their game, hosting Abilene Christian 56-35. That's a conference that they've won games constantly lately in the tournament in the first round, like low-key. Abilene Christian. Last year was New Mexico State. They got some tough teams out of the WAC. That's probably one to like take a look at on the bracket this year, like whoever goes through. The year that there was one, Iowa faced Grand Canyon University that year. That was the one that Iowa won. Yeah, this Sam Houston State team has wins over Oklahoma, Utah. And they're also 11-1 in their last 12 games, but nobody's put them in their bracket because Utah Valley is ahead of them right now. So interesting to see how that shakes up, but the metrics for them are like a top 10 defense. All right, so we're going to head back into action in just a moment. If you guys are new in the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. Feel free to join the Behind the Arc Basketball Bracket Challenge if you guys would like, or welcome to enter their brackets in there. This at one point was a 28-point game. It's now dwindled down to a 9-point lead for Boston. Boston has to get their heads out of their you-know-whats to make sure they make this a big run by the Celtics. Behind the Arc Basketball Bracket Challenge link is pinned into the chat. If you guys are interested in that, it's pinned into the chat that we got going on right now. Looks like the Celtics by far took the poll at 86-13. Thanks so much all for voting tonight in the poll. Jaylen Brown, 21 points. Mikal Bridges, 21 points. Right to left in the floor. Brooklyn has the basketball to start off quarter number 3. Bridges picks off where he left off, zips it through for the 3-ball, and Boston's in trouble. Closest it's been since the early first quarter. Mikal Bridges up to 24. Joel's the 3. It's a 6-point game. First possession for Boston. Brown, Smart, Horford, Tatum, Rob Williams. 5 in the floor to start off the third quarter. Brown dribbles, jumper at the mid-block, missed off the mark. Defensive rebound hauled in by Bridges. Bridges looking to take over. Bridges attacks, zero step, blocked from behind by Rob Williams. Horford comes out with a basketball at the baseline. Smart has it up the floor, dribbles up to the elbow. Smart slides it out to the top to Horford. Horford guarded by Bridges, lobs it off to Brown. Brown powers his way down low, blocked. And the ball's loose, picked up by Cam Johnson with the basketball. Celtics have to start moving the basketball much more. They come up with a turnover. Far side of the floor, Rob Williams with the steal. Off to Tatum now. Tatum pass midcourt. Tatum at the top, guarded by Bridges. 14 points tonight by Tatum. Tatum turns it over. Here they go. 2-on-1 for Brooklyn, and blocked from behind by Tatum. Rob Williams comes out with the ball, throws the touchdown pass down the floor. Smart drives, dish, underneath. Jaylen Brown scores up and in off the glass. Huge block right there by Tatum from behind to keep the play alive. It's a 8-point Celtics lead. Tonight, Tatum, 14 points, 9 rebounds, 2 blocks. Bryson, thanks so much for joining in, man. And the reach and fall picked up down low. It's charged to Marcus Smart. The clock will stop with 10:18. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. I'm glad to have you guys join in tonight, being a part here on the channel. Great hustle by Tatum on the previous possession. Tatum lost the ball, turned it over, but made up for it with his defense on the side of the floor. They're actually going to give the 2 free throws here to Brooklyn. First one is good by Spencer Dinwiddie. So Dinwiddie got fouled according to the officials in the shooting motion. Smart with his first personal foul. Second free throw is good by Dinwiddie. This at one point was a 28-point lead for Boston. It's now dwindled down to 6 once again. 10-10 left to play in the third. Celtics with a possession. Tatum top of the free throw circle. Back outside. Straightaway 3 missed by Smart at the top of the key. Rebound controlled defensively by Bridges. Dinwiddie takes it past midcourt. Dinwiddie at the top, guarded by Horford. Dinwiddie crossover. 12 in the shot clock. Under 10 minutes left to go on the game clock in the third. Dinwiddie switched, guarded by Tatum now. Passes off to Bridges. Slides it over to Dinwiddie. Makes the extra pass. Left corner. Finney-Smith with a 3. Drills it through. Oh, man. Yikes. This is not good for Boston. 28-point lead. They've almost surrendered. Horford, guarded by Bridges. Bounce pass off to Tatum at the right corner. Tatum drives baseline inside the key with a left hand. Jason Tatum doing the work. It's been up to the task tonight when Bridges has been guarded him, but right that time, Tatum able to take it himself. There's just mismatches all around the floor when he's not defended by Bridges. I've actually never been to a Celtics game, believe it or not. I'm about an hour south from Boston. 9:18 left to play in the third. Yeah, this is crazy how close it's become. Tatum up to 16. Dinwiddie at the left corner, guarded by Tatum. Dinwiddie slides it out to the right corner. Finney-Smith drives baseline. Finney-Smith shovels over to Cam Johnson. Johnson couldn't finish. He got fouled, though. Cam Johnson will shoot 2 coming up. And that's on Marcus Smart. That's going to be Smart's third personal. So, yeah, if you guys are just joining us here, at one point, the scoreboard was Boston by a ton. Had a 28-point lead, the largest one of the game, and now it's down to 5. It was a 3-point lead just a moment ago. First shot missed off the back rim by Cam Johnson. Second free throw, and that's good. So Brooklyn, to start off the game, they jacked up a bunch of threes. They couldn't hit their threes. But now they've been able to get to the rim, make their 2s, and get to the foul stripe quite a bit as of late. Tatum lobbed down low over for Smart. Smart was held up, and he got fouled. And that's on Mikal Bridges. The clock will stop with 8:51. What's good, Edith? Welcome on the stream again. Yeah, Providence should definitely be able to get that tomorrow. Senior day at the AMP. Bounce pass, Smart, and turnover. Or no, it's actually going to be on Brooklyn. Wow. Yeah, they were looked like the referees were going to call it an illegal screen, but no, they rolled a reach and fall, picked up by Brooklyn, though. 8:46 left to go. Bridges with 3 personal fouls. Cam Johnson with 4. As both of them are on the floor currently. Jaylen Brown called with a double dribble around the perimeter, turnover for Boston. Brown cannot believe the call by the officials. It will go back to Brooklyn. 8:40 left to play, third quarter. This game getting way too close now for comfort. Bridges turns the corner, jumper, mid-range. It's only a 2-point game. Yikes. Boston Celtics hopefully not choking by a big one tonight in this matchup. Brown crossover attacks inside the paint. Jaylen Brown blocked by Dinwiddie. Here goes Brooklyn with it right past midcourt. Smart picks up the reach and fall. Marcus Smart down as well in some pain right past midcourt. This is not a good sign. Marcus Smart picks up personal foul number 4. Allen, welcome back in the stream, man. Wow, they have the mop crew right now on the court. Marcus Smart a little bit slow to get up after the last play. Called in the reach and fall. Him and Finney Smith bumped into each other. Smart took a shot right there, too, towards the head area, but they called it on his 4th personal. So Smart exits the game. Derek White now onto the floor for Boston with another whistle away from the basketball picked up by the Celtics. That's on Jaylen Brown. Away from the ball, picks up the foul, and Brown picks up foul number... That's going to be his first. The first one's good. Now a free throw here at the line with Bridges. He made it. Yeah, it was a 28-point lead. 3-point shot missed off the back rim. It tipped up, tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Brooklyn. It's going to be Boston ball. I'm going to go with Jokic right now for MVP. Just, he's quietly putting up massive numbers once again this year. And a lot of people haven't really talked about it. Lob over the top. It's an assist. Jason Tatum. Incredible playmaking right there. Lobs it up over the top for Rob Williams with a 2-hand alley-oop jam. 3-point lead. 7.5 left to go in the third. This getting too close for comfort. Dinwiddie makes the pass. Finney Smith attacks inside the paint. Blocked by Rob Williams. Here goes the Celtics on it. Looking to run the floor. White out the top over to Tatum. Out to the corner. One dribble. Open 3. Jaylen Brown around the rim and out. Had a great look. Couldn't send it down. Jack City with a dono. Let's get that dono hype on the stream. Thanks so much, brother. Handoff over to Bridges. Floats up the shot. Bridges wild off the glass. No good. Celtics look to push it again. White. 7 minutes left to go over to Horford. Out to Tatum in the corner. Drives baseline. Tatum. Bouncing bodies. Missed off the rim. Tipped off the glass. Rob Williams got fouled. And Rob Williams will head to the free throw line and shoot 2 off the tip-in. Jack City with another dono. You the legend, brother. Bridges slow right now. Bridges is down at midcourt. So he is hobbling on the floor. You do not want to see that if you're a Brooklyn Nets fan. Bridges has been carrying them ever since he was traded to Brooklyn. 27 points tonight by Bridges. He is the top scorer. Jaylen Brown for the Celtics with 23. 16 by Tatum. Rob Williams, 2 free throws to the line, and he missed the first one. A lot of miscues lately. For Boston, Bridges has to go to the bench right now. He is hobbling for Bridges, and I believe he's going to head towards the locker room. So Bridges went up for the shot, falling away towards his left, and he went down. Bridges, he's going to hang out around the bench area right now for Bridges. He's trying to walk around it, though. So Bridges limping towards the bench area, trying to walk on it, as he is a little bit gingerly walking currently out of the game. Dinwiddie, Cam Johnson, Royce O'Neal. Nick Claxton, Dorian Finney-Smith, three-point shot for the tie. It's good. Absolute laser by Cam Johnson off the two missed free throws by Rob Williams, and this game is tied up at 70. Boston Celtics could be the biggest chokers in America tonight. They are 30-1 since 1954, when leading by 20-plus points at the end of the first quarter, led by 28 points tonight. Up fake, Tatum drives baseline, had an open pathway for a layup. Instead, he makes the extra pass to White. White takes the three, no good, around the rim and out, and it goes right back to Brooklyn. Celtics 3-0 this season against the Nets. Nets looking to change that as Cam Johnson gets fouled by Rob Williams, and two free throws coming up by Cam Johnson. This is an absolutely brutal collapse by the Celtics. They have to get their heads out of the you-know-what in this game. How is this remotely possible? Timeout taken on the floor. Media timeout, 6:11 left to play. Third quarter. Got a lot more minutes for a big U tonight. In the first quarter, I had said, hopefully there's no big U. The first big U came with a Grant Williams half-court turnover for a backcourt violation. Second big U came after a Jason Tatum backcourt violation. There's been two backcourt violations by the Celtics in this game. Some pretty bad turnovers in the first half to go along to it, and blowing a major lead right now with Mikal Bridges not on the floor. A lot of bad foul calls as of late that Boston's picked up. Just got to get your composure back into the game. Celtics are lucky tonight. There's no KD, there's no Kyrie. You got a different Brooklyn Nets team out there on the floor with those two guys traded. 23 by Jaylen Brown, 16 by Tatum. Only two players have really just been able to have a good game tonight for the Celtics. There's been glimpses. Derek White with 8, as he had a great first quarter. Sam Hauser's got 6 off the bench, providing sparks in this matchup. No Brogdon tonight, but still should be able to get it done with this type of team. Bridges with 27, 11 by Finney-Smith, 10 by O'Neal. Paint defense has been terrible in the second quarter and beyond. Just not moving the basketball. First quarter, they were moving the ball all around, and just not moving it too well as of late. Brooklyn's got 19 assists right there with the Celtics. Both teams have 19 total right now. Patrick, thanks so much for joining in. Thanks so much for stopping by from Jamaica. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. Still a lot of basketball action remaining. Almost 60 people watching as we have 6:11 left to play in the third quarter. If you guys are just joining us, the Boston Celtics led by 28 points. Largest lead of the game. They were up 37-15 at the end of the first quarter. They've choked that lead, and now Brooklyn with a chance to take the lead coming up at the free throw line. By the way, Brooklyn has never led tonight. Missed free throws been an issue tonight for the Celtics. 7 of 12 at the free throw line. Rob Williams, last trip to the line, went empty, 0 for 2. Cam Johnson, 2 free throws. Got into major foul trouble first 3 minutes of the game. Mikal Bridges back on the floor as he was hobbled before the last timeout. Had to exit the game. He is back in now onto the floor for Bridges. First free throw is good. This is the first lead of the night by Brooklyn. A 28-point deficit. They now lead by 2 as Johnson makes both of them. We might be hearing some more big U's tonight. Stay tuned. White passes off to Tatum. White, Tatum, Hauser, Cornette, Brown. 5 in the court currently for the Celtics. Tatum, top of the key. Tatum floats to a wild shot. Not even close. Oh, man, that's a big ew right there by Tatum. A circus type of shot. Tried to lean into contact, and he airballed it to the left of the rim. Corner 3 missed off the mark by Johnson. Offensive rebound, Claxton. 3 defenders he worked on and powered his way and scores the layup by Claxton. Paint defense has been despicable from the second quarter and beyond for Boston. 5.5 left to go in the third. Brown, bounce pass White. White dribbles into the key. Bounce pass cutting baseline. Tatum underneath. Tatum gets the drop. It rattles through. Good for 2. That was lucky right there. Oh, man. I thought that was going to rattle out off his baseline cut. Rising for the J. Rattles in by Spencer Dinwiddie with a jumper for the deep 2. Celtics have to match it, trailing by 4. Brown at the top. Brown dribbles, attacks inside the paint, up fake, puts it up, and he scores up and off the backboard. Jaylen Brown been the tone setter tonight here, boys. 25 points for Jaylen Brown, top scorer in the game tonight for the Celtics. Behind him, Tatum's got 18. Other players have to get involved. Out to the left corner, O'Neal. O'Neal drives baseline, working on Cornette. Kick out right corner. Cam Johnson, open 3, missed off the rim, and Cornette lost it out of bounds off his knee, boxing out Nick Claxton. It will stay Brooklyn basketball. Gotta win the 50-50 ball battle. Luke Cornette, right position and boxing out Nick Claxton. You just gotta have your hands there. Get your hands ready to come up with a rebound cleanly, and he lost it off the box out the baseline off his knee. Gotta get your hands ready there. Luke Cornette inbound. Up fake O'Neal at the wing. Sends it off to Johnson. Johnson guarded around the perimeter by Cornette 101. Johnson drives, attacks the paint on Cornette. Johnson goes backdoor and he scores. An absolute mismatch right there. Cam Johnson driving on Luke Cornette to the cup and scores off the backdoor layup. 4:20 left to go. Cam Johnson exploding for 8 points in the corner. Lob over the top. Cornette swings it out to the corner. Oh, that's a big U. It goes out of bounds. Luke Cornette with some terrible possessions as of late. You got to take him out of the game. He kicked it out to the corner and flung it out of bounds way too wide to Hauser. Peyton Pritchard, first time on the floor tonight. Robin with a dono. Let's get that dono hype on the stream for Robin. Really appreciate it. 4 minutes left to go. Celtics led by 28. Now down by 4. Corner 3 missed off the mark. Offensive rebound. A foul through. Goodbye, Bridges, as Luke Cornette not there to come up with a defensive rebound. Bridges scores in the putback, and the timeout taken on the floor by Joe Mazzulla. 29 points by Mikal Bridges going off against the Celtics D tonight. Boston going to have to talk things over. This rotation was absolutely terrible. Oh, man. I don't know what to say to that one. Yikes. They got to get Luke Cornette out of the game ASAP. Joe, welcome back in, man. Hey, best of luck there for Indiana State playing Bradley tomorrow in Missouri Valley Conference semis. Yeah, I saw Bradley and Drake, the top 2 teams in the conference, but they're loaded at the top. A lot of good teams this season from the Valley. If you're new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. Tomorrow I plan on being back covering 2 college basketball games. 4 p.m., number 3 Kansas on the road at number 9 Texas, and then after that, number 6 p.m. between Duke and UNC. Those 2 streams I plan on doing tomorrow, barring if I lose power. We're supposed to get a bad storm for tomorrow. I actually wasn't supposed to stream tomorrow because I had lacrosse scheduled for tomorrow to cover play-by-play, but the game got pushed back to Sunday for me once again. Back-to-back weeks it got rescheduled to a Sunday. Last week it was like 10 degrees outside, and tomorrow we're supposed to get an ice storm, but I think 2-3 inches of snow before it transfers over to rain and 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts for tomorrow. Yeah, anybody has a chance to win. I don't think there's been any big upsets though recently in the conference tournament. So they got started. I think UNC Asheville is the 1 seed in their conference, and they won their conference tournament game. I believe it's Liberty. Liberty and Kennesaw State in their conference tournament. I would take Liberty, despite Liberty being the 2 seed in that conference. Kennesaw State, they were the worst team, I believe, like 3 years ago. I think they were like 1-28, and now they're the top seed in their conference. Yeah, Celtics definitely need Larry Bird, Robert Parrish right now. Yeah, if Miami keeps on going further into the NCAA tournament, I hope to cover them more, because if whoever goes further in the tournament means I'll probably be able to stream more games for them. If you guys would like to join the Behind the Arc Basketball Bracket Challenge group over on ESPN, feel free to do so. I posted a link out in the chat there if you guys would like to do that. Enter a bracket before the brackets close. Thursday, March 16th at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. That's when the brackets close. All are welcome to join the Bracket Challenge group. We get back to action. I think last year we had over 60-plus brackets that got filled out. I'll probably record a video as well to get more people involved in it to spread out the word sometime next week. Back from the timeouts as Luke Cornett gets benched. Mike Muscala comes in now for Boston. So we'll see if he can give the Celtics firepower. This was a 28-point Celtics lead. At one point that they're trailing by 6 now. First quarter, they were firing. Muscala and Dinwiddie on the jump ball. Gets tipped up, and Brooklyn controls the tip with Bridges. Bridges attacks inside the paint. Bridges gets fouled. And 2 free throws coming up by Mikal Bridges. Derek White picks up the shooting foul from behind. Can they get into the NIT 22-12? Yeah, possibly. Yeah, they'd probably be like a back-end NIT team. It's totally free. Yeah, so totally free to make a bracket. So no money involved. It's totally free to make a bracket, and all are welcome to join. It's on ESPN.com that they have the bracket challenge. It's called ESPN Tournament Challenge. And if anybody's interested in joining the bracket challenge group, that link is pinned to the chat. 80-74 to score. Just to update my score flashed wrong for a moment. Both of the free throws good. 82-74. 3:20 left to go. Third quarter. Fourth 30-point game this season by Mikal Bridges. Derek White attacks inside the paint, and he draws the... They're going to say it's a clean block or no. And it was not. So he'll draw the blocking foul. Two free throws here at the line for White. First one's good. Yeah, big win for Illinois yesterday. Really needed that. Not so hot for Michigan. Michigan in danger and missing out on the bracket. Second free throw is good. 6-point game. 3:20 left to play in the third. Brooklyn has on the floor Spencer Dinwiddie, Cam Johnson, Mikal Bridges, Royce O'Neal, Dorian Finney-Smith. Corner 3, Finney-Smith missed around the rim and out. Rebound controlled by Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown, Mike Muscala, Derek White, Sam Hauser, Peyton Pritchard. Brown right to the rim, throws it down as he splits defenders downhill, scores. Right-handed dunk. It's a 4-point game. Under 3 minutes left to go in the third. Tonight has been Jaylen Brown's night with 27, the top scorer for the Celtics. Dinwiddie stays in bounds, swings it out to the wing, over to Johnson. Passes on top. O'Neal has space, takes the three before we have a whistle and a foul picked up by Derek White. And bonus time for Brooklyn, back to the free throw line for 2 shots. Quick update in the foul trouble tonight. Looks like this. For Brooklyn, 4 personal fouls by Cam Johnson, 3 by Mikal Bridges. Celtics, foul trouble currently, 4 personal fouls by Marcus Smart, 3 by Rob Williams, 3 off the bench now by Derek White. So White picks up his third. First one is good at the line for Cam Johnson. Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of Illinois. Trying to see who. Illinois against... I feel like Missouri is a team that's been coming up a lot on the bracketology that Illinois would probably face. I feel like they'd probably be a little higher, though. They got... Oh, Maryland, Arkansas, those are some of the teams that's on that, like 8-9 right now. Second free throw is good. Florida Atlantic got a 9 in the latest ESPN. I've been seeing Florida Atlantic as a 10, though, against Texas A&M and Kentucky a lot. Memphis. Yeah, ESPN's got the one against Memphis. Memphis is a lock if they win against Houston on Sunday. Derek White now at the free throw line shooting 2. Celtics in the bonus now as they trade fouls. The first one's good by White. Been start and stop lately in this game. Second free throw coming up by White, and that's good as well. 2:30 left to go in the third. Derek White finding himself up to 12 points now off the bench. Number 3 scorer behind 27 by Brown, 18 by Tatum. Top of the key, Dinwiddie. Guarded by Hauser, 1-on-1, 10 on the shot clock. Dinwiddie crossover, makes the pass, right wing to Johnson. Back out to the top, Dinwiddie. Drives, attacks, floats to the shot. A wild shot, gets to the drop. 86-80. I'm actually not right now for Alabama. I think the whole thing with Brandon Miller could be a distraction for them. And also, I examined their roster. They don't have much experience on that team for Alabama. A lot of the key players are first-year players for them. Peyton Pritchard blocked from behind by Johnson at the rim. It goes right back up to Brooklyn with the ball. 1:40 left to go. 2 teams I really like, all depends on the conference tournaments, is Royce O'Neal. That's Dorian Finney-Smith. Finney-Smith, number 28, jacks up the 3 and sinks it. Not a good sign for the Celtics. Minute and a half left to go in the third. 28-point lead is evaporated and trailing by 9. Brown cuts right to the rim. He scores with the right hand up and in off the backboard. 2 teams I really, really like. Number 1 is Kansas, 15-5 in the quad 1. Number 2 is Houston. Houston, the metrics are just incredible with them on both sides of the basketball. The only thing that's holding them back is the schedule, but just all around, they look like they're such a great team this year for Houston. And they're playing the national championship and Final Four takes place at Houston with Jim Nantz on the call for the national championship, a graduate from the University of Houston. So that could be an extra special one. Great defense there by the Celtics. 40 seconds left to go. White floats up the teardrop. He gets it to go. 5-point game. Derek White takes it the distance. Tremendous defense in the last possession for Boston, forcing a couple multiple misses by Brooklyn. Dinwiddie lost it. Turnover inside the key. Goes right back to Boston. Passing ahead. Blocked from behind was Pritchard. He gets the ball back. Over to White in the corner. Flings it out to the wing. Hauser, and he stepped out of bounds. Derek White stepped out of bounds in the corner before his pass. Yeah, Alabama, what's scaring me lately is Alabama's slipping a little bit. I feel like they might have peaked too soon. And that game against South Carolina really got me worried last week. And also how they performed in a non-conference slate in that SEC Big 12 Challenge against Oklahoma. Like, I did not expect that whatsoever. 18 seconds left to play in the third. O'Neal past midcourt. Chance to hold it for the final possession. 10 seconds, moves it out to Dinwiddie. Dinwiddie. At the left wing, dribbles up inside the key. Dinwiddie floats to the shot, missed off the back from another great defensive stop by Boston. Couldn't get the shot off in time before the buzzer. Missed anyway, well short for the full court shot. And we close out at the end of 3. Brooklyn 89, Boston 84. The Celtics were a fine-tuned machine in the first quarter. And then Brooklyn came to play defense, lock up Boston. Boston's only combined for 47 total points in the previous 2 quarters, being outscored 40-27 in the second, 34-20 in the third. A terrible third quarter by the Celtics. And 12 more minutes of basketball remaining as this game looking like it's going to go well under what it was. Celtics put up 37 points. They outscored Brooklyn 37-15 in the first quarter. Brooklyn scores 74 combined points, quarters 2 and 3. 74-47. Brooklyn's outscored the Celtics in the second and third quarter. Boston looking to close it out like they did to start off the game. It's a tough saying when the saying is, it doesn't matter how you start. All it matters is how you finish. The Celtics got to finish this one tonight. But I think the big key for the Celtics tonight is that you got to finish how you started. That's the big key. Boston started on fire. Getting to the rim, knocking down their shots, making extra passes, getting everybody involved. And as of late, the Celtics just missing shots, turning over the basketball, going up the floor, and making one pass, jacking up a contested shot, missing. Just not working. You have to get everybody involved in the game right now. And also, they were dominant on the glass early on. That number's closed up a ton. They were 18-9 at one point in the rebounds, and now it's 38-37. Celtics just +1 on the glass currently. Have to be much better. More hustle for Boston in this game. It's just not much signs of life. Missed free throws tonight. Terrible turnovers. For the signs of life in this matchup here. 11 for 16. That's it. Just 69% at the free throw line. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe here, and appreciate all for joining in. Wow, we almost got 70 people plus watching right now currently. Quick update, NBA scoreboard. Other games going on. Knicks leading the Heat 73-64. Julius Randle with 25. Celtics taking on the Knicks on Sunday at 7:30 p.m. for your next matchup. Home game for Boston. Last loss was against the Knicks. So we're looking to see if they can get revenge on Sunday night. Suns, Bulls, tight game. Phoenix only up by 4, 78-74. Thunder leading the Jazz currently 81-67. Hawks about to win against the Blazers if they can close it out. Final 4.5 minutes, 118-101. Final score alert, Magic winners tonight over the Hornets, 117-106. Celtics going to have to see if they can provide the energy here in the fourth quarter. Coming out flat in the second and third quarters. And first quarter was tremendous for Boston. Really set the tone. We'll see if that happens here in the fourth. Derek White, pass midcourt. Has it the left wing perimeter. White, Horford, Tatum, Brown, and Pritchard. That's the 5 in the floor to start off the fourth. White passes out to the left corner, Pritchard. Pritchard drives baseline, circles around, floats the pass underneath to Jaylen Brown, cutting to the hoop. He scores up and in off the glass for 2. Great play design in the first possession to start off the fourth quarter for Boston. Jaylen Brown's 17th 30-plus point game this season now. Jaylen Brown's got 31. O'Neal moves it out on top to Claxton. Claxton, top of the free throw circle, guarded by Horford. Drives, stripped, lost it, out of bounds. Last touch by Horford. 5 in the shot clock. It will be Nets ball. Cow Sensation, welcome to the stream. Hit us up in the chat who you guys got tonight in this one here, Celtics or Nets. Celtics able to come from behind, beat Brooklyn in matchup number 2 of the season. Celtics defense really came in strong in that matchup. 3 in the shot clock. 3-point shot straight away. Cam Johnson puts it through a big-time triple to put up a 6-point lead now on the board for Brooklyn. 11 minutes left to go. Cam Johnson's up to 16. Jaylen Brown top of the key. Brown moves it out to the right wing to Tatum. Jab step, moves it on top off the Brown. Up fake, dribbles up to the free throw circle. Passes. Corner three in the air. Peyton Pritchard missed off the rim. And the rebound controlled defensively by Claxton. Nets with a possession. Cam Johnson at the right wing, guarded by White. Johnson rises for the J. Tough shot, missed off the back rim. Too long. Tatum with a defensive board. Tatum up the floor, guarded by Curry. Tatum one-on-one, poke loose by Curry. Tatum collects it, though. And a whistle around midcourt. Curry called in a reach-and foul. And the game clock will stop with 10:32. Celtics will get the inbound. So Seth Curry reaching in, battling for the loose ball. Curry off the bench picks up his second personal foul. Missed three by Boston. Quick up the floor off the inbound. Rebound back, it goes to Brooklyn. 6-point lead for the Nets at the left wing. Curry. Tatum 0 for 7 from three-point range tonight on his birthday. Curry moves it over to O'Neal. Back on top. Curry rises for the three. Missed too strong. And Derek White with a defensive board. Here goes White up the floor, pushing tempo. White collides into a group of defenders. No call by the referees. And they're going to say White turns over the basketball. Curry came up with a steal. O'Neal passing over to Claxton from behind. Missed the mark of the pass. It's a turnover. Celtics needed a gift to get back into this game. They got one right there. Off the fast break, Brooklyn turned it over. 9:50 left to go. Boston will slow it down, looking for a quality possession. Let's see if they can get a cutter to the hoop coming up. White at the top, dribble, drive, attack, spin move into the paint. Pass off to Horford. Horford's jumper in the key, missed rim short, and a rebound pulled away by Bridges. Bridges bringing a new identity to this net squad. Bridges, mid-range, Bridges connects. Mikal Bridges having a huge game tonight. 33 points, the top score. Veronica, thanks so much for joining in. 11 for 18 from the floor. Bridges been unstoppable tonight. 9:10 left to go. Brown, crossover, up fake, passes off to White. White attacks inside the paint, floats up the runner, drops it through. It's good for two by Derek White. Derek White right now keeping them into the game off the bench. He's up to 16. Tatum with 18 and 10, but Tatum 0 for 7 from 3. Efficiency has been a problem tonight from 3 for the Celtics, just 7 for 25 from downtown. Step back jumper deep to Curry. Curry connects. Seth Curry. Nasty step back, 8-point lead for Brooklyn. That should be an 8-point lead, not a 3-point shot according to ESPN, as that's a putback. Cam Johnson down low, follows up off the Curry misses, 98-88. Boston's defense, what is going on right now? Just not battling tonight. They're just not playing with heart. That's a total mismatch. Peyton Pritchard just mismatched on the putback by Cam Johnson. It's just guys with size going up against players who haven't had much experience out there as much this season. And he got fouled as well. Cam Johnson will shoot one at the free throw line. So it's an and one play. Peyton Pritchard picked up the foul. Free throw missed off the back rim. A lucky cause there for Boston. 28-point lead. Now down by 10. If you guys are just joining in. Tatum. Spin move into the key. Pass on top. White deflected pass, turns it over. Active hands by Brooklyn. Looking to thread the needle. Couldn't do so. Mid-range. It's been Bridges' game. Triple digits on the board for the Brooklyn Nets. This is absolutely despicable. Disgusting. A big ew tonight by the Boston Celtics. The biggest ew out of all of them throughout the season. Coming off one of their best wins on the Wednesday against the number one defense, Cleveland, tonight. They surrender a 28-point lead when they had a record of 30-1 dating back to 1954. After leading by 20-plus points in the first quarter, 30-1 record, and it works its way against history tonight potentially. Major ew upcoming at the end of this one if the Boston Celtics cannot come back. Largest deficit in the game, down by 12, 100-88. Stay tuned for the big ew if Boston loses tonight, which will not be good for me. Maybe good for the viewership, but this is not a good one tonight. They're choking on a big one, choked in a big way. Just no energy. They look flat right now on the floor. Just terrible. Derek White set the tone. He's been the one that's been efficient tonight. He's got 16 points in 24 minutes. Tatum just hasn't been there from the three. Tatum 0 for 7 from three. Just 8 for 19 from the floor tonight. It's been basically, Tatum's got 18 points, 11 rebounds. Jaylen Brown has been his game tonight. 31 points for Jaylen Brown. So he's been by far the best player on the floor for the Celtics right from the start of this game. But everybody else, like, no-show lately. Derek White's been great. Tatum's got his points, but really struggled with efficiency tonight. Smart's only got 8 points tonight. Horford's only attempted 2 shots. He's got 3 points. Rob Williams got 6 and 6. The big problem tonight for the Celtics is that they're 7 for 25 from three-point range. This is a team that's been ripping through their threes. When the outcome's been great, it's because they made 12 threes or greater, most likely. Boston at the top of the NBA this season in three-point makes per game. And tonight they're 7 for 25. 28% from three. 69% at the free throw line. That's not going to win games. Too many easy shots missed in this matchup today. Boston was out-rebounding Brooklyn 18-9 on the glass in the first quarter. It's now 41-41 on rebounds. Celtics have to figure out, number one, how to stop Mikal Bridges. Number two, gotta make your shots. Number three, have to compete. Gotta compete, gotta get up to the challenge. Box out, get on the glass. Get on the glass, control the glass, and that's not happening whatsoever. 8:09 left to play. So just above 8 minutes left to go. If you guys would like to do so, feel free to join the Behind the Arc Basketball Bracket Challenge group. It's over on ESPN. We're going to do the Tournament Challenge group once again. I posted a link in the chat. If you guys are interested, feel free to join the Behind the Arc Basketball Bracket Challenge group for March Madness as we get back to action. 12-point lead for Brooklyn. Boston has the basketball. 8 minutes left to go. Tatum has it. Dribbles, attacks inside the paint. Flings it out to the corner. Horford takes the three. And Tatum got knocked down before as the clock will stop with 7:59. So it's going to result in a fall on the floor picked up by Brooklyn. Non-shooting foul. This will result in a Celtics inbound. 7:59 left to go. Tatum on the floor with Smart, Horford, Jaylen Brown, Sam Hauser. Tatum at the top, moves it out to the right wing to Brown. Brown top scorer with 31 tonight for Boston. Brown takes the jumper, 15-footer straight away. Jaylen Brown puts it through. It's good for two. He's been the top player by far on the floor tonight. Jaylen Brown up to 33 points. Down by 10. Celtics need to play defense. Remaining part of this game to have a chance. At the right elbow, Bridges working on Brown one-on-one. Dribbles back out around the perimeter. Over to Dinwiddie. Back into the hands to Bridges at the top of the key. Bridges guarded by Hauser one-on-one. Bridges takes the three over Hauser. Bridges rips it through. It's good for the triple. Too much space on the perimeter being offered by Sam Hauser, the defender. And Mikal Bridges, what a start tonight in the making, has taken over this game with 38 points. And to make matters worse, a big ew by Marcus Smart and the Celtics. A turnover inside the key. Smart with an offensive foul. And it goes right back to Brooklyn as Smart pushes off in the key. A Fuka Choka Celtics tonight. 7:14 remaining. 28-point lead. Trailing by 13 for the Afuka Choka Celtics. Down to 7 minutes, approaching the mark. Smart with 5 personal fouls. Heads towards the bench. Grant Williams into the game now. Actually, Smart's still out there. Smart will stay in the game. So he's out in the game currently for Smart with 5. Brooklyn with a jumper and they make it. It's rolled a 3 by Spencer Dinwiddie. 6:45 left to go, making matters worse. A 16-point deficit for Boston, holding the ball too much time. Smart with 5 personal fouls in the game currently. Top of the free throw circle. Out to the corner, Horford. Touch pass to the wing. Goes to Grant Williams. Grant, dribble, drive, down the lane inside. Missed the layup, no good. Tipped over to Cam Johnson for the defensive rebound. Lost it, stolen away by Tatum at midcourt. Tatum attacks right to the rim. Throws it down with a right-handed jam. 106-92. Have to come from 14 down to force overtime if you're Boston. Only have about midway left to go in the fourth quarter. Brooklyn with a possession. Dinwiddie shake and bake at the top, working on the Horford as they're using a lot of clock time. Dinwiddie drives, floats up the shot, gets followed by Horford, and 2 free throws coming up at the line for Spencer Dinwiddie. What a turn of events in this matchup. Never safe until the final whistle. That's what has gone and showed you tonight. We saw it with a monumental choke in the playoffs, Game 7 with Philadelphia and Atlanta. We see an even bigger choke tonight by the Boston Celtics out of all teams, choking on a big fat big one against no KD, no Kyrie, with the Brooklyn Nets team anymore. With this Brooklyn Nets team that was 2-8 in the last 10 games, looking like a massive tank coming into Boston tonight where nobody believed in them. Under 6 minutes left to go, Tatum at the wing, guarded by Bridges. We have a whistle. And it'll be picked up by Bridges here around the screen. The clock will stop with 5:50. Celtics will get the inbound. The Afuka Choka Celtics. Looking almost as bad as the Patriots sometimes this season. Tatum cannot make a 3 on his birthday. Missed off the back rim once again. Tatum is 0 for 8 from downtown tonight. O'Neal, top of the key, using clock time for Brooklyn. Spencer Dinwiddie. At the left wing perimeter, guarded by Horford. Dinwiddie, 5 in the shot clock. Dinwiddie sizes up Horford. Crossover, makes the pass out to the top. O'Neal, over out to the corner. They have to launch it with a shot clock going down. Bridges, oh, he does just that. Did he roll it in or no? They waved it off by the official. It will not count. Just a millisecond late after the buzzer went off. They will not count the layup by Mikal Bridges just after the buzzer went off, so no basket. 86% of people in the poll voted for the Celtics to win, including me. Here goes Tatum, Euro step into the lane, scores in the layup. 14 down, have to score in every single possession to get back into this one. Have to force a stop as well every single possession. 5 minutes left to go. Brooklyn with the ball top of the key, Dinwiddie. Dinwiddie guarded one-on-one by Horford. Dinwiddie at the top, 8 in the shot clock, makes the pass out to the wing to O'Neal. Any bucket would get this game away. No good on the possession. Is stolen away by Brown. Brown, Euro step right to the rim, floats it up, he scores. Up and in off the backboard. It's a 12-point game. 2 points off the turnover. Jaylen Brown cashes it in and makes them pay. Timeout taken on the floor by Jacques Vaughn, or Brooklyn. 4:44 left to go. Jaylen Brown been the one to go to tonight. 35 points by Brown, 38 minutes, 15 to 25 shooting. 3 for 6 from the perimeter. $75 plus watching right now. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. And just a terrible collapse tonight by Boston. They were leading by 22 points at one point in the first quarter. Or a 28-point lead. 28-point lead they had at one point in the first quarter. They led by 22. At the end of one, it was 37-15. 28-point lead. Blew that wide open. Down by double digits. Still down by double digits. Down by 12. We have 4:43 remaining. Seems like it's going to be tough to get back into this game, especially with Brooklyn using a lot of clock. But, hey, if Iowa could do it against Michigan State last Saturday, there's still a chance. Northern Iowa and Texas A&M from 2016 in the tournament, there's still a chance. But Get ready for the big U at the end of the game if Boston does get the L tonight. Because this has just been despicable, how they blew this wide open. So 4:43 remaining. It's a 12-point game. This is a thing. I feel like if Brooklyn scores the next bucket, it's pretty much over. I feel like. Because Boston has to get stops. Like, they can't allow them to score, and then the Celtics get a bucket to match it because you're going back and forth. That's the thing. So this next possession and coming out of the timeout, it's huge. Boston has to stop Brooklyn. Celtics have to respond back with a bucket to get themselves winning 10. What's good, Ralph? Playboy, welcome to the stream. Thanks so much, guys, for joining in. Feel free to join in tomorrow. I plan on covering Kansas against Texas for college hoops action at 4 p.m. and then UNC versus Duke tomorrow around 6. Yep, this is a really sad one tonight for Boston. I don't know how in the world they're losing to this team. Just haven't played with their energy, their competitive spirit, their physicality. Brooklyn's outscored the Celtics 85-45 since 7-11 in the second quarter. We come back from the timeout. Brooklyn with the basketball, and Boston needs to stop this possession or it's probably going to be over. You can't allow them to get a made basket and then match it up the floor and put it back to 12. You have to get it to a 10-point game after the stop. Here's a three. That missed off the rim, and the Celtics have a chance. Defensive rebound, hauled down by Marcus Smart on the floor with 5 personal fouls. Tatum, pass off to Smart, kick out to the corner. Horford takes the three. Oh, he hits it. Al Horford, look what he could do when he finally shoots the basketball. Rips it through. It's a 9-point game. 7-zip run by Boston in the last 2 minutes. Far from over now since they got that defensive stop in the 3. 4 minutes left to go. Brooklyn, top of the key. Bridges, guarded by Horford. Bridges, dribble, drive, down inside. No good. A little bit too strong off the rim. It goes right back to Boston. Smart attacks inside the paint. Dump off. Horford puts it up. Oh, no good. He missed it off the back rim. Al Horford couldn't finish inside the paint. Ice Ice Baby with a dono. Let's get that dono hype out on the stream. You the legend there, brother. You the legend there. Really appreciate it. Thanks so much. Downhill to the rim. Dinwiddie gets the bucket. I should say just you're the legend. 3:15 remaining. Off the back rim. Tatum couldn't finish. Missed it twice. 2 shots back-to-back in the paint. Horford and Tatum, they missed at the rim. And a timeout taken on the floor by Brooklyn with 3:08 left to go. Missed at the rim back-to-back times on shots that could have got the bounce but bounced out. Yep, I realized that. Sorry about that, Ice Ice Baby. I realized that once you had sent it over. $110.99, 3:08 left to play. It'll be Brooklyn basketball once we come up out of the timeout. 17 turnovers tonight by Boston. No Malcolm Brogdon, and struggling to make shots at the rim. That's a problem. A problem here in the late stage of games. And Jaylen Brown's done so well with that this season with Brown. He's done well with that in this game. He's been the top player with 35, but his teammates finishing at the rim last 2 possessions just not there between Horford and Tatum. I predicted the Celtics to win. I predicted the Celtics to win by a lot, and right now it's not looking too hot. Do I think the Celtics can win? Honestly, I'd say no right now. At this stage of the game, 2:50 remaining, it would take a miracle seeing what Mikal Bridges has done tonight. They would need stops every single possession from here on out. Here we go. Going to need a defensive stop right here. Brooklyn gets the inbound. Royce O'Neal, edge of the midcourt logo, back to action, 3 minutes left to go. Trailed by 28 points. And a weird game tonight that's been all Brooklyn ever since the midway portion of the second quarter. Missed 3 by Finney-Smith. Goes to the Celtics. Tatum needs to be urgent. Tatum drives baseline. Tatum circles around. Swings it on top to Smart. Smart steps into a 3. Rips it through. It's good for the 3 by Marcus Smart. Okay, they got the stop. They made the 3. It's an 8-point game. Celtics in a 10-2 run in the last 3.5 minutes. 2:30 left to go. Don't change the dial. This one's getting interesting. Dinwiddie moves on top. Finney-Smith out to O'Neal. Back out to the top. Open 3. Finney-Smith. Finney-Smith through the cylinder. It hits bottom for the 3. That's called ball movement by Brooklyn. 11-point game. Celtics need to find something. Smart drives. Smart fouled. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. 2:15 remaining. Cam Johnson looking for a challenge in the foul call. I don't think the referees are going to grant it, though. I don't think Brooklyn will challenge it either as a team. Cam Johnson, the only one that wanted the challenge, and they will not challenge it here. So 2:15 remaining. 2 free throws coming up at the line for Marcus Smart. That's been a problem tonight for Boston. Shooting 69% at the free throw line as a team tonight. First one. That's good. Down the middle. A monumental collapse getting closer to the big ew if Boston falls on the losing side of things tonight. 28-point lead. Second free throw is good. They put themselves within 9. If you're new in the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe here. 2:10 left to go. Cam Johnson just picked up his 5th personal foul. Bridges dribbles up to the midcourt logo. Guarded by Grant Williams, top of the key. 10 on the shot clock. 2 minutes even. Switched by Horford at the right wing. Bridges. Crossover. Double team. Bridges makes the pass out to the top. They move it to the middle. Johnson. Turn around. Johnson missed off the rim. Tatum collects the defensive rebound. Celtics need a bucket here. Brown up the floor. Shoots the 3. Off the back rim. No good. And the defensive... Tatum tried to fly in for the defensive board. Got called, though, on the over the back. And the whistle blows with 1:43. It'll be Brooklyn ball. Both teams next time around will be in the bonus. Nets get the inbounds. 1:40 left to go. Brooklyn going to use clock time. Pass midcourt Dinwiddie. Dinwiddie double team gets it away to O'Neal. 17 turnovers by the Celtics. Multiple missed free throws at just 72% tonight. Here they go. Kick out to the top. Out to the wing. A wide open 3 on target practice. Missed by O'Neal. Celtics with a chance off the missed 3. 9-point game. Chance to cut it to 7 or 6 with a made basket here. Horford finds Brown. Brown drives baseline. Brown downhill. Puts it up. And Brown called in the turnover. Stepped out of bounds. Oof. That's tough. Yeah, let's see here. Tough on this drive. Jaylen Brown. Oh, no, called in the travel. Yeah, Jaylen Brown called in the travel. Brown called on the travel on the key. That's number 18. That's tough defense there by Cam Johnson. Really tough. 1:05 left to go. Dinwiddie. Midcourt logo. Guarded by Brown. Playing keep away at this point. 8 on the shot clock. Dinwiddie towards his right. Floats the pass out to the top. Finney-Smith for the dagger. Finney-Smith missed off the rim. Offensive rebound, though. And a new 14 by Brooklyn. As they'll play keep away once again. 42 seconds remaining. Bridges stripped. Bridges fouled with 3.5 seconds left to play. Big U tonight for the Boston Celtics. A Fuka Choka. The biggest of Fuka Chokas of all time. 30-1 record since 1954 when winning by 20 points or greater at the end of the first quarter. They choked in a big one tonight, a 28-point lead. Been blown wide open. Celtics will challenge this play with 38.3 seconds remaining. Officials called it a foul picked up by Grant Williams on a jumper attempted by Bridges. Celtics will challenge, said that they had the clear strip on Bridges. So they're looking at this right now. Official review out on the floor. We're going to take a timeout right now. Terrible energy tonight by Boston. They came out. They made their shots in the first 14 minutes of the game and came out, made their shots, moving the ball around well. After that, they just lost the energy. Lost the competitiveness of their team today. Like, they look soft on the floor tonight. Like, there was not much physicality out there for Boston. They got out-manhandled by Mikal Bridges himself. Bridges with 38 points tonight. So referees just discussing this call on the floor. Initial call, blocking foul by Grant Williams. They're going to say it will result in an inbound for Brooklyn. 2 in the shot clock. Nets take the jumper, grazes the front rim, and Boston burns a timeout. Boston collected the rebound, 34.7 seconds left to play. Boston will have to get a quick bucket here. Put Brooklyn at the foul stripe. Hope that they miss their free throws. That's the only way they can get back in the game at this point. No Ben Simmons tonight for Brooklyn, so you're out of luck. Celtics, barring any miracle comeback in this game, how they would have to do it is have to get a bucket here, right now. And you have to wish that all the other players are like Ben Simmons on Brooklyn in the final 30 seconds when it comes to free throws. That's the only chance you got. A Fuka Choka. Boston Celtics. Time and time again. 18 turnovers. Woof. Jason Tatum 0 for 8 tonight from 3-point range. Just got locked down in this game. That's why anything can happen. Would not be shocked to see Toledo upset Indiana in the first round. The tournament, as anything could happen. Gonna have to pick my 15 versus 2 for the upset. Jaylen Brown leading in, missed the 3. Off the inbound, and Boston gets called in the rebound foul. So Caleb Johnson will head to the free throw line. Celtics needed a 3. Couldn't get it. Missed rim short, and the 3-point shots just not dropping tonight for Boston. Grant Williams knocked down Cam Johnson from the side, and Cam Johnson will shoot 2 at the line. Boston tonight just 9 of 30 from 3-point range. Uncharacteristic for them. They could not move the ball around that much. They had 26 total assists tonight, but just a lot of just forced up threes in this game. A lot of poor possessions where their teammates weren't getting touches on. It would just be one player up the floor, jack up shots, and miss it. Both of the free throws good at the line for Cam Johnson. Peyton Pritchard on the floor, final 25 seconds. Grant Williams attacks baseline, missed the layup. Finishing at the rim, that's been a problem. He did get fouled, though. Late whistle by the official. So Cam Johnson picks up the shooting foul. Cam Johnson has fouled out. That's number 6. The Boston Celtics are officially not the first place team anymore in the NBA. So Gabriel happy about that. The Bucks in a 16-game winning streak. Celtics with a win tonight would have tied up Milwaukee at first in the standings, but Boston now sits in sole position of second place itself right now. I rank this loss up there with a loss against Phoenix without Booker and a lot of their key players in that game from the beginning part of the season. 18 seconds remaining. Brooklyn will just run out the clock. Big U tonight by the Boston Celtics, one of their worst losses of the season against the Brooklyn Nets team that gave up 141 points on the Wednesday night against the Knicks. Tonight, Brooklyn bounces back with a 115-105 win on the road at Boston, and the Celtics led by 28 points. Major ew in this game today. Goes down as one of the worst, if not the worst, loss of the season to a Nets team that came in just 2-8 in the last 10 games as this game has gone final. Boston allows 100 total points to Brooklyn in quarters number 2, 3, and 4. Celtics get outscored 100-68 in quarters number 2, 3, and 4 tonight. They had a 30-1 record when they led by 20-plus points or greater at the end of the first quarter. That was going all the way back since 1954. The largest comeback in the NBA this season because of that man, Mikal Bridges. 38 points Bridges had tonight in a 43-minute clip. 17 points each by Dorian Finney-Smith. Spencer Dinwiddie, 20 points by Cam Johnson, despite getting into early foul trouble in the first 3 minutes. Bounced back in a big way with 20 points total. 10 points by Royce O'Neal tonight for Brooklyn. Celtics were hard from three-point range. Below their season average, just 9 of 30 tonight from the perimeter. 19 turnovers, ain't going to cut it as well. And just despicable. Absolutely despicable. The Celtics get an L in a big U in a home game on a Friday night, leading by 28. They choke on a big one. Choke on a big fat one. Jaylen Brown showed up tonight. He had 35. Tatum with 22 points and 13 rebounds, but he missed all 8 3-point shot attempts by Jason Tatum. Just not his night tonight from the perimeter. Marcus Smart finished with 13. Just a sad game all around for the Celtics. Low energy. Not much physicality. They got destroyed on the glass in the second, third, and fourth quarters. Boston led in the first quarter 18-9 on the glass, and then Brooklyn was just -1 the rest of the way, 48-47. Just wasn't there. Just extremely sad how they could not defend Bridges tonight in this matchup as this game goes final. 115-105, Brooklyn came in as 11-point dog, and they win at the Celtics. Celtics can't let it get to their heads. Anything is possible. We'll probably see a 15 upset of 2 once again in the first round of the tournament this year because we know that statement, anything is possible. And, it goes out to show you tonight in basketball. When you think that you're given a W right from the start, look what happens when it goes right to your heads. It goes right to their heads for the Boston Celtics tonight, and they lose by 10. We're going to close out to the channel members here. All channel members get a shout out at the end of each and every single one of my live streams. We got Jason, Rajeep, Russell, Oreo Pudding, Bradley, Braden, Mario, Bino, Mark, John, Kenneth, Jess, Ahino, Joseph, Vegas, SG Sports Talk, Michael, Warren, I Am Ghost, Kelly, Asia, Laszlo, Roderick, Reynaldo, Didi, Katie, Barco, Siegel, Woo Pig, Ian, Oink Oink, Emmanuel, and Robin. Thanks so much all for joining in, being a part here on the stream. Feel free to join the bracket challenge for March Madness if you guys would like. That link is pinned to the chat. I also posted it in the community tab as well on my latest community tab post. So feel free to join the Behind Your Basketball bracket challenge. Totally free to join, no cost. And it's for the March Madness tournaments. Once the March Madness tournament brackets are revealed, Selection Sunday, you'll have the opportunity to fill in your bracket to be a part of the Behind Your Basketball bracket challenge group. I plan on being back tomorrow unless I do lose power. It's supposed to be pretty windy tomorrow. We're supposed to get a pretty bad storm. But I'm hoping to cover 2 college basketball games in the afternoon. First one's at 4 p.m. tomorrow between number 3 Kansas versus number 9 Texas. And then after that, it'll be UNC hosting Duke at 6 p.m. Thanks all for joining in. Hopefully a better game coming up on Sunday for the Celtics. This one not so much tonight, going down as one of their worst games of the season for Boston. Brooklyn Winners tonight over the Celtics, 115-105 the final score. Thanks so much, y'all, and enjoy the rest of your Friday night.